yeah, I can do that.
Just over here making dad noises.
We're live right now.
Yeah.
We are live. We're good.
We're rolling out.
We're rolling out.
Roll out. Roll out.
Get it started. Here's Zach Bryan got arrested.
Zach Bryan?
Zach Bryan, not just any Zach Bryan, that guy, yeah, that guy. So it's like a national tragedy. It's like the only thing you can see on fucking the radio or Facebook or anything ever now.
I think I'm starting to come around to him. I think.
No, do you know what he got arrested for? Do you know what happened?
Mouthing off, I heard.
He mouthed off to a fucking cop. He was like, his security guard got pulled over, and he pulled up behind him basically, and he was like, trying to fucking like see what's going on. Like he was already in a bad mood because he got put in handcuffs when he gave his address to the cops the day before. And this was in Veneta. This wasn't that far. This was in Veneta. He got arrested in Veneta.
Oh
they booked him in Veneta. Yeah, they go. Yeah, and so they pulled him over. The highway patrolman did, and they pulled his security guard over, and then he pulled up behind them. And then 10-15 minutes went by, and he got out of his truck and he went to smoke a cigarette. And the cop came up to him and said, "Put your cigarette out. Get the fuck back in your truck. Go." And he's like, "No, you're not pulling me over. That's not how this works." And then it escalated from there. And then he just started flipping the fuck out and cussing the cop. Whatever happened there, it was bad enough that he got arrested and sent to jail, and he had to post bond. And then he made a video out of Love's gas station, and like halfway across the country, like a couple hours later, like, "Look, guys, that wasn't me. I should have respected it. That was just in a bad state. I have legal problems now back home. I'm gonna deal with it." He was like, real. Yeah, well, I mean, this is a misdemeanor. It's not like a huge thing. But he only got charged with obstruction and investigation. That was it. Isn't that funny? It's whenever you get charged with just resisting arrest. Like Chris's mom got charged with like just resisting arrest one time.
Oh, I heard about it.
Some crazy shit like that.
It's been wild.
I just remember you piss off the cop fucking bad enough they just want you. That's some real outlaw country shit, dude. That's like fucking bringing back like the spirits and other fucking people, you know?
Oh yeah. So let me tell you about a couple of these spirits, right? You might know them actually. Fucking Waylon Jennings and Merle Haggard, right? Two of the greatest, arguably,
who the fuck is
outlaw
that?
Fucking country music artists of all time. So you would think, right, that they'd have like multiple like hits together and shit like that, since they were both outlaw country.
Yeah, Waylon and Hank did, and William Waylon did, and Merle and Hank did, and where are you going with this?
So basically, what happened between those two was actually a card game, right? Waylon Jennings and Merle Haggard had a card game, right? And which Waylon lost all of his fucking money. Merle cleaned him the fuck out, and that's like they still aren't really that close.
I didn't fucking know that. I didn't know that. Well, that and like at the time, I don't know about who they actually were with their public personas. Waylon Jennings was like a fucking badass, run from the law, fucking outrun a cop, drink and drive, and fucking, you know, do some cool shit. And then Merle Haggard was like, "We don't want to smoke marijuana." And he was like still conservative. Now he came around later on. He recorded songs with Willie Nelson about how awesome weed is and how much he loves weed and how fucking like later on
it's in Willie Nelson.
And Muskogee is like basically like one of those drugged out fucking places you could go to. That kind of was.
I think we said this like on 3 different episodes about how Muskogee has.
I think we've said once, right?
Because whenever I had my little adventure behind the.
Oh yeah, now I remember it. Yeah.
I think another time we might have been like, Muskogee's where it's at.
Well, at least we have continuity there. At least we're painting a good picture of the citizens of Muskogee.
Yeah,
and
we love Muskogee. You know,
do you think we could take them in a fight?
Ooh.
What do you think? What do you think?
I'd like to think our guys have spirit, but they have. It's like us versus the Chinese.
Did you see the fake Facebook page where somebody like pretended to be the Muskogee law enforcement?
I did. So they're doing a thing like in November. I don't want to pay money for it because that sounds retarded, but they're going to have the Muskogee Fire Department fight the Muskogee Police Department and a series of boxing matches at the Muskogee Civic Center. That is going to fucking go down. Apparently that's going to happen. But is that how desperate they are for funding? Like, did they defund the Muskogee Police? Like, what is going on?
If we don't box each other, we're losing our.
We're losing our funding. We have to fight to survive.
We're selling dollar pops.
Hey, having a war.
Dogs and dollar pops. So you can watch them box.
They got meat pies and shit.
Yeah, got meat pies. There's a couple native guys whose mom like, I made
meat pies. Fire department fight. Yeah. Fucking officer, fucking whoever is gonna
someone's
get
mom
clocked.
with a monogram machine just made all the T-shirts for the team.
They're like
$35. All proceeds go to the Muskogee Police Department.
What the fuck? They can just arrest you and get that money faster. Fuck. They can just like ask me a bunch of questions about. They ask for my ID and they can just get that money faster. Is what I should say.
But I'm not going anywhere near the Muskogee Police Station.
Why would you? Well, it's downtown. Wait, so do you know that stop sign that you can run super easy right there? You know what I'm talking about?
In Muskogee?
Yeah, at the police department. There, in front of the fucking goddamn police department, there is a stop sign that like goes on. Obviously, an electric stop sign, and you can run it super easy if you're just not paying it. If you're not from there, like it's just kind of weird, and it's like it's there to fuck with you. It's in front of the police department. It's literally.
I think I know. It's in the downtown area.
Yes,
right?
yes.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
I ran that light.
Everybody has.
I think my Aunt Rhonda has and my mom.
It's so easy to fucking run, dude.
When I was a kid.
They don't even run a red light and fucking get a rush off of it.
Yeah.
Woo! You're like, hell yeah. I got away with that shit, man.
Me and Hunter were just at Love's, where you find all the super gremlins at night. And I'm in there trying to get my roller grill, my steak and cheese rancheria style tornado twist. And I put 3 in the sack, got my nacho cheese, walk up to the front. And there's this lady just like jamming. And I was like, I told that bitch, and she was talking to me. And she's not even talking to anyone. And then the guy that was there walked up, I thought she was talking to him, and then she looked at me. She's like, and then you wouldn't even fucking guess it. And then she came at me like that, and I'm like, what, bitch? I don't know what the fuck.
You're stuck in an NPC conflict.
And then the
Like
lady
it's
behind the counter, she was like, just staring at me like, we'll get through this together. And she tried to put her hands on my nacho cheese. Because when the lady told me how much it would be, the tweaker lady was like, no, you can't do that to him.
What the fuck? She was standing up for you by dipping her fucking fingers in there. Yeah.
She was like
Licks
putting her
them.
hand on my cheese. And then I was just slapped her hand away. And I was like, bitch, back the fuck up. My fucking roller grill. You tweaker bitch. Back up. And she was like, my bad. And she like goes over to Hunter and is like, are you a rocker? And yanks his bandana.
Dude.
Yeah, Hunter's a neck bandana.
Pulls your COVID mask down, just fucking sneezes on you, just fucking. You have what I have now.
And then my brother comes in the gas station right after us, and my brother's a lot nicer than I am. And so she sees him and just starts going, and then the bitch, you wouldn't even fucking guess it. And then she's just getting out Jaden's caught in the same NPC conversation. I'm like, Jesus Christ. And then we all just chant her away.
You really, what'd you chant? Go, yeah, everyone's in at the same time. Everyone's in at the same time. Get, go on now, get. Did you ever see there's a parody, Don't Tread on Me, and it's just like a fucking.
Don't Step on Snake?
No, it just says go on now, get, or something like that. Yeah, it's just like. But, no, so I had a weird little thing from Love's Involving some nachos. I fucking did the one chip challenge. Do you know what that is?
Oh, I've vaguely heard about this.
Okay, so apparently, like, kills people or whatever the fuck. Apparently, like, murders people.
It's a hot
like
chip
hockey.
or something?
It is not just a hot chip. It's a problem. It's like a fucking drug overdose. It's a mild drug overdose. It's a mild, like, salvia trip. Is what it is.
Is it good? Is it
No,
good?
it is not good. It is a fucking not crunchy. It's like
Well, where do you
it's like
buy a
more
bag of them?
Anywhere. Love's has them for like $8 for one chip. It's not a bag.
One chip.
If you ate more than one chip, you would fucking like okay, so like what I did is this is a really bad thing.
Teenagers who eat Takis could just fucking body those chips, dude.
So apparently killed like a healthy young black athlete, and then it killed a person in England.
A healthy black athlete.
Yes, he like I know, yeah. It was like that's what I heard. That's the word on the streets. That killed a healthy young black athlete and also like a younger person in England or something like that.
Take that chip out back.
Have you ever lit a Taki on fire?
Oh, it's smoked
No.
it? I've seen people smoke Takis before. Really light it like a fucking cigarette. Go.
Does it get like that oily like black smoke that like greases
It
that
is just
thing?
like black smoke with flavor, like MSG burning off of it and flavoring.
Were you ever in school and they did that thing where it was like, all right, guys, stop fucking crushing up the Smarties and smoking them like cigarettes. Stop doing that and rolling up fucking Smarties into lines and fucking cutting it in glass and cards. Like Smarties are supposed to be a candy for kids, but it encourages pill addiction really early. And it's just like your gateway into getting fucking
Smarties.
it's fucking school Smarties. No, dude. So okay, I did the one chip challenge, and like what had happened was that I left my so I came back from Missouri, and my cousin sped off when he was driving us, and I left my phone in his car, right? And so I went to bed with no phone. I was like, oh shit! I told Tyler, I'm like, wake me up at fucking 7:15. I'm gonna get to work. Fuck, this is fucking bad, right? I left my phone in his car. That's all I thought happened. I go to sleep early. I wake up in the middle of the night because I'm having anxiety attacks about not having my fucking phone and not knowing what. Like I'm just having anxiety attacks, right? And I roll over for about 2 hours. Just like laying there fucking smoking cigarettes and like freaking out, and then my phone my leg brushes up and my phone's in my bed. I'm like, okay, I'm going mentally fucking insane. I have literally lost my because I texted everyone to like try to make sure that fucking like I could get my phone back. What the fuck's going on? Then Tyler comes in, he wakes me up, or he was there to wake me up at the time. I told him to wake me up. He's like, yeah, I threw your phone in your bed, you wouldn't wake up. I know. I was like, what the fuck?
Oh my God.
He went and got it, right? Like, okay, cool. So then I wait for a while. I'm like waiting to go to work. And then as my ride pulls, I'm like, okay, everything's fine now. Brain's calm. And then as my ride pulls up to work, all my fucking tools were in his car too. All of my tools were in every single one. Every fucking tool I used for work was in, except for the ones that were randomly scattered through my fucking floor in the mess of this fucking jungle of a goddamn place. So then I have to immediately start running around grabbing backup fucking tools and put into a backup fucking. And I actually got pretty goddamn good. I didn't like have that much. I just had fucked up things. Like, you know what I mean? I went to work and I was like, okay, I have to get these goddamn fucking tools because if I don't go to work tools tomorrow, they're gonna think I pawned them for meth or something. Because why the fuck would I fucking So I go and I start calling everyone with a car, and nobody would fucking give me a ride. And I kept being madder and madder and madder. I kept being madder in my situation. And then the other funnier thing is that my cousin also owed me a little money too, and he didn't show up. And so I was like, okay, I was getting fucking pissed. I was like, all right, here we go. That means I have to walk from here, which is over at Georgetown Apartments, to somewhere else that's about like 3 miles away, right? About 3 miles away, and then walk back with a backpack full of fucking tools. And I fucking got real mad. I made Tyler give me a ride there. I started telling him the story, and he was so invested in the story, he just dropped me off anyways. He's like, okay, I'll go, let's go one way, man. He wasn't even going to give me a ride at all. He's like, yeah, fuck it. Yeah, but I kept telling the story. No, he was like, I'm not even mad at you, man. Because he said no earlier. He was like, no, I'm going to get some pussy or something. I'm not going to go give you a ride anyway. He was like, yeah. He was like, fuck no. So I was like, well, great, awesome, thank you. Fucking, and then I was like, okay, so then I get the fucking tools, I'm about to walk back, right, and I see Hippie in the fucking park, and then him and the person that he's with are pressuring me really hard into trying the one chip fucking challenge, which I didn't even know what the fuck that was. He just had one like earlier. Hippie was projectile vomiting as he was walking down Water Street from Love's. Like he ran from the park to Love's, like every 5 feet, take a big sip of water, take a big sip of water, like, and then he literally thought the cops were like arrest him. Like he was so fucking, like he was freaking out and screaming and fucking like having it. Like he said that if it was a big old bong of DMT, you're doing that again, he'd take the DMT, fuck it, right? And I was like, is it that bad? He's like, dude, it's that bad. I don't even think you should do it. I'm like, well, fuck. I can walk 3 miles back with tools in my backpack, or I can succumb to peer pressure and eat this chip, and fucking maybe I'll be a stronger fucking. Maybe I can get a ride. Hopefully, maybe if I can figure something out. Like, you know what I mean? Yeah, I should have swallowed the tools back. I would have been stronger and better if I did that. But you know what? I didn't do that. I ate the fucking chip. So we went to the park. I had him a Camel while he's best, and then chocolate milk from Love's. That I think was maybe a little curdled. It was a little fucking like solid. And I was fucking go for it. I didn't realize it, right? So I bite into the fucking chip, and there's a video of it because he's taking a video of me, and you can see I'm already nervous, like as I'm fucking about to bite into it, and then it goes, and I realize it tastes horrible and it's dry, and I couldn't swallow it. My throat closed up. I couldn't fucking do it, and then I went up and I ran. I took off running to a fucking trash can. I couldn't fucking swallow. I spit it out, and I chugged an entire 24-ounce Camel while he's best, and then half of a carton of curdled milk. Took my shirt off and kept screaming, "Please make it stop! Please make it stop! Please make it stop! Oh God, why did I do this? Oh God, why did I do this?" And he had to stop recording because he was having a bad acid flashback from fucking. He said the only time he's ever seen anyone do that was a bad acid. Like it was that. Like it was like horrible. It was the. Like, I don't think Mason. Do you want to fucking eat this goddamn? I will pay for you to eat this chip if you fucking.
I'll try this.
Are you fucking sure? What time does Love's close? I would. That is a fucking video of itself. You will eat this chip.
Let's do it next time. I'll eat the chip.
Okay, but no, but you're gonna be. You gotta do it at the end of the. Like, you gotta do it at the end or something. You can't do it because.
It'd be kind of funny if I'm.
No, dude, dude, you'll be out of it. No, dude, you'll be out of it.
God, please.
What if it cures your staph infection?
What is it?
What if it cures your staph infection?
If I just like got a little bit of that seasoning and just rubbed it in.
What if that like burned it out? Like, what if that left made the bacteria be like, oh hell no, dude, I'm fucking.
It's like, you know, in ancient times, people would like wander for hundreds of miles seeking a cure for like an ailment, like leprosy, and then it's just me with my like fucked up hand, and then there's like some sensei at a temple who's like, hey, one chip.
The one chip.
And it heals my fucking body, dude. Come back breathing faster, reading faster, running faster.
A stronger man.
A stronger man. Oh man. You wanna hear what makes a strong man? Get
what?
Whippings.
Whippings? How many whippings you got?
Actually, I got a lot of back of the head slaps.
Were they like switching, or was it a switch or a belt or a backhand, a spoon? What was the situation?
Mostly backhands. I got mostly backhand to the.
There's a shut the fuck up and just quick fucking quick
back
right.
Head backhand was a prime target for my dad.
Dan, did you get any whippings? Did you get any child abuse going on?
Yeah.
A little bit. Yeah. What was it? Was it switch belt?
So, like when I was a kid, my dad and his buddies chased me up a tree and burned all of my OSU memorabilia.
What the fuck? Was it Bedlam or something? Or?
Yeah, they burned my hat and my shirt and my flip flops.
And they chased you up a tree?
Yeah.
Like a raccoon?
Yeah, and then they were just like spraying me with cold water.
What the
I felt like I was just being
What the fuck?
tortured.
Okay, well that's a little more intense than what I was about
That's
to
not
say.
sports though. That's about OSU fucking shit. Is that like what the fuck?
You son of a bitch, you like
But now you
Cowboys or
read them
something?
hard as like a pride thing, as like a response thing, right? Now you'll do an OSU koozie and an OSU fucking jersey and an OSU
You're like, I earned
fucking
this.
and orange shoes, like an orange hat. Like you might as well, like you know what I mean? Go folks, I guess. I don't know what the fuck.
Well, I saw my grandpa today. He's an old fella, and he was just telling a story about when he was a kid. And whenever he does open up the story, it's always like some really funny shit. And he was talking about when he was a kid, he grew up in like the flatlands of East Arkansas, a bunch of farms and swamps. And a slough is like a swampy creek that fills up with water occasionally. And my grandpa, he's real country. He'd be like, "Yep, back when I was a boy, me and my brothers and my cousins, we'd go swimming, we'd skip school, swim the slough." And then my mom, she'd call the school and say, "Where them boys at?" And they said, "They're swimming in school." And so she'd go and she'd cut some cane switches, and she'd tell, and the worst part of it, we was all naked swimming in the slough. Skipping school, naked in the slough. And so Mama came over with her switch, said, "Line the hell up, boys, and let us fucking whip it."
What the fuck?
She said, "If you ever damn catch you in the slough again, I'll rock your fucking ass." Next day, went swimming. Did the same damn thing. I should have got whipped a lot more than I did. Tell you what. That was his story.
Used to be there used to be this peach tree out back of my Nana and Papa's house, right? And they would get the fucking vines, like the real long, gnarly
Switches
ones, right?
off of them?
Oh yeah, those things, fucking indestructible, dude. Just and they'll wrap around your leg too, dude. They would leave all kinds of fucking marks all over the back of your legs, your ass,
I'm gonna
everywhere.
give you boys a whipping.
I don't know what it was, but I feel like my parents weren't. They didn't have the patience for that. So if they were gonna beat me, they would just pick up like something, like whatever was nearby, and just like just fucking go out. Like it wasn't like a planned out. They didn't have time to fucking hand me a knife to go cut a switch. Like they knew how that was going. Like it's such a bizarre. Yeah, here's a weapon to go make a worse weapon with to fucking get. Like that's not. Yeah, that's not how it's gonna go.
Instant retaliation.
Yeah, like that's how that would. So no, it was just no. It's just like what the fuck you just like. It's just it was just quick. It wasn't like. And it was like real. It was out of nowhere a lot of times. It was like for weird shit. It was like for like never like for anything super serious. Like so it's just like you sat in my fucking chair. Yeah.
I thought it was a mason jar at you. Oh man. Well.
You let your brother get bullied by Amish kids? Fucking.
Did your brother get bullied by Amish kids?
So he was actually instigating it. And then they went to bully him, and then the parents apologized to my dad, and my dad misinterpreted the situation and got so mad that he thought that Jack was getting bullied by Amish kids, and I thought it was funny and let it happen. So there was like a community building next to where I grew up, like you saw that house, and that community building you just rent out on the weekends, and a Mennonite or Amish community, I can't remember. It's like I think they're Mennonites actually. They're not really Amish.
That's like low key Amish.
Right? They can ride in cars.
They got cell phones.
They can't drive. They can ride in cars though. They can ride in
Yeah,
cars.
they'll ride. Yeah.
They can ride tractors and shit.
As long as they're not committing.
Yeah, they fucking do. Yeah, they do. They make good sandwiches. They make good jams. They make fucking.
Suppression is what makes it taste so good.
No, we were out
Just
back.
fear of shunning, and you just make that jam so fucking. It preserves for the winter. Or Dutch or something maybe.
Yeah. No, they fucking. And then, hey, you know what? They'll sell it for a good fucking price. Like, they make it go old school, but they keep it with inflation. They keep it with the U.S. currency and fucking.
$40 and a bushel of corn.
Or no, those fucking stoves, the fireplaces, the magic fireplaces that they make they sell for like a bunch of money. It's not fucking.
To just balling ass on. Imagine
Amish
like,
crap.
you just think like, oh, those Amish, they just fucking roll around. But then there's like some guy with like a silver. And no, I think they're against like showing wealth, right?
I think so.
You wouldn't see one with like a bunch of gold rings and gold teeth, and he's got like the Amish hat and a beard. He's in like a gold carriage bouncing around. And he's got like a band behind it, like playing live music for him. And he's like, change the song. He's like a guy in a fiddle. Just balling, dude. He's like, I own all the cornfields in DC. Hell yeah, dude, just balling ass Amish.
No, and you know
Amish
that.
Mafia.
The Amish
So that was the
That
fakest
TV
show ever. That was the
so
fakest
funny,
show
bro.
ever made. That was the fakest show. It was awesome. It was
They
great
had
to
to be
fucking.
fake, right? It didn't make any
Dude,
sense.
there's no fucking way that the Amish would support having a fucking.
Some of those guys did go to jail, but they weren't actually Amish. Was the thing. Some of those guys did go to jail for criminal shit.
They're Amish?
Well, like they got kicked out. They weren't in the same community or whatever the fuck.
Those are Amish. Hell yeah.
Yeah. Ishmael down the street. He's not born Amish. He's a fake Amish.
No, they probably. Do you think they beef with each other? Like, stay away from them fucking Mennonites.
Like,
stay away from them fucking Amish. Some of them are like
in between Amish. Even they'll be like, well, they have one phone in their village. They're all going to hell.
I saw them yesterday. They were at I can't do a German accent, but like.
Because they're like so vaguely like redneck German. Like when they speak English, they're around hillbillies most of the time.
Right.
And so it's like the influence of like, and they call people outside the Amish communities the English.
The English, yeah.
The English. When we sell the jams to the English to prepare for winter.
The form of
They don't know that we don't prepare for winter. Like that's.
That we got.
Like
well, some people sometimes you have to prepare for winter.
Cool in my car.
We do. We just panic.
We panic
by the last minute.
Bread and milk.
All the toilet paper. I need all the toilet paper right now.
All the toilet paper, dude. All of it.
All the ramen. All the ramen.
All the toilet paper.
You're struggling to get your last money.
Flip out. Oh man. Well, you ever heard of dwarf tossing?
I have heard of it. Yes.
I just recently found out about it. Apparently, I think it started in Australia in the 80s, from what I read about.
Wait, for real?
I'm not even fucking kidding to you. It got
That sounds like
popular
some
in
Australian
Scotland
shit.
and Ireland.
It got popular?
Because that's where. Okay, so in Australia, they're on the other side of the fucking planet. I guess we don't really know what the fuck's going on.
It's like
over
Mad
there.
Max.
I don't even believe
And
they're real
Throughout
sometimes.
the late 80s and 90s, when it got popular in English pubs, and we started hearing about it, we were like, bro, we should just throw some small fellas around. They would just like toss them around bars. They would like toss them against like a sticky wall or throw them like darts into.
Oh, wait, so hey, to clarify, and remember they can't see what we're doing. What was the motion for throwing a dwarf?
Okay, so I had to figure it out. I think they spiral like a football. I think that's
It's like a shot put.
Yeah. You just completely miss 90 degrees, throw them to a wall.
I feel like they want to be thrown though.
You can pay him for it, right?
There was this issue with like, should it be illegal because it demeans them as humans? But then this guy in Florida, he was like, no, if some little fella wants to make a fool out of himself for some money, let him fucking do it. Let him fly, buddy. And but where it originated was in fucking Australia, and you know I fucking love Australians, and to think that they're like, boy, you know my cousin's a fucking dwarf. I want to take him to the pub, and I just toss him around. Like we'll put him in a little. I'll dress up like a mama kangaroo with me pouch. And you toss him in me pouch like a jelly. Yeah, we'll call it dwarf tossing, mate. And they just went to like the local like shitty desert rusted metal tavern. Oh, my cousin went, mate. And then he
wasn't give him a toss.
We gotta toss him. You just hear, there's like just one indigenous guy with like a background. They probably got honestly, there's like a dark, twisted side where they went to like all the reservations. They got like,
and they got my boarding schools. Or just kids. Just kids the whole time. Just kids the whole time.
Actually, just
children the whole time.
Yeah, we don't have any dwarves in Australia. We just get the Amo children. We'll just take them. Amos.
And so they get discriminated against so hard.
You know they were like considered flora and fauna until the 90s.
And so
the government, they're indigenous people.
I don't know how factual this is, but the fact that they can like breathe. There's some tribes that can breathe underwater like, really long periods of time, and their skull structures are different.
Breathe underwater.
Well, not breathe underwater.
There's fish people in Indonesia.
They hold their breath longer.
There's these people. Yeah, they're called I think the Bahia, and they're from like a fishing village, and they can die. They can hold their breath for like an extended amount of time. Kind of like how people from the Himalayas, they're like used to the altitude and they're born and raised in it the whole time. A lot of it is probably conditioning too. Like from a kid, you're just practicing every fucking day, holding your breath as long as you can.
The thing that I read said that there was a chance that they were actually on a different evolutionary path than humans before colonization, but they didn't reach it because of colonization.
That
they
sounds
were
like
right
they're
at the
trying
cusp.
to make it seem like there's fish people.
No, but that they would have
probably
been
just a group that branched off from ancestral people and they posted up by the ocean for a couple thousand years.
I mean, those islands in the ocean are so isolated from the rest of the community.
Like each island is completely different.
So they might go on slightly different paths than if they were left alone.
You could argue that them compared to rednecks in Pennsylvania in the 1800s or something, they were on separate paths. You know what I mean? Like,
I can kind of see what you're saying. I can kind of see what you're saying. Yeah.
So everyone in a way is on a different path, and as whatever groups of people come in, but honestly, like, they probably, like, kind of marrying within their culture, or being around other fishing people.
Yeah.
They all just kind of spread that, like, gene for success. Like, if you don't hold your breath well, maybe you get eaten by a shark.
Yeah, maybe
See
you
a shark
fucking
go
die.
breathe in water and you're a fucking idiot and you die. But all your little brothers and cousins that have good lungs, they all have kids. So it is some kind of sort of like evolutionary thing in a way.
So some kind of natural selection.
Yeah. Speaking of natural selection, in a way, I had this concept I was trying to explain to my roommate Allie, and I don't know why the fuck I was talking about it. We were talking about weeaboos, and I was talking about when I lived in Fort Smith. I lived there for a little bit when I was a kid, and then I lived there for a little bit when I was like in middle school, and then I graduated high school there. So I was there for like 3 separate like little periods, and so as a kid, and in Fort Smith, there's a large like Vietnamese, Laos, Cambodian population.
They relocated after, because they were the allies. They were allies, right? Like,
Yeah,
they were people
yeah.
that they're like, okay, well, we're getting out of here.
And
You
just
want to come with?
refugees in general. And, they were.
The Hmong were like that too. The Hmong
like
fought for the U.S.
50,000 that came over, and the population of Fort Smith was like 50,000.
I think Vietnamese is the most spoken language in Arkansas and Oklahoma after Spanish. Like second language.
It probably
Yeah.
depends on the county, because in East Arkansas, because they dispersed out of essentially Fort Smith. So now, like, I think probably like 1/6 of the population is some kind of South Asian.
That's
South
crazy.
Asian, like Vietnamese, Cambodia, Laos. This is a big presence there. And so, when I was growing up, anime's been popular for a while, but it started getting real popping. Starting off when I was in school, and you'd see like the little emo kids who wear like foxtails.
Yeah.
And, they're like they have
Premature
like,
furries.
Yeah, they're premature furries. They haven't even invented that yet. They don't know they're going to be furries until 3 or 4 years.
They're figuring shit out.
And they're weeaboos, essentially, right? That's weeaboos, just like anime nerd, Super Japan.
Right.
Kind
A weeb.
To a ridiculous extent. And
In Japan, they call them otakus.
So all these white kids in Fort Smith are like becoming little weebs. Their dads are like baling hay out in barley, and they're like, my kid just talked about Japan all day. I don't know what the hell's going on. And you just have these like chubby little country emo girls that are like, I just love Cowboy Bebop, and they're like just talking about anime all the time. No one knows the fuck they're talking about because you're in Arkansas, and they want a Japanese boyfriend so bad. And you know what? We didn't get Japanese immigrants. We got Vietnamese, Cambodia, Laos, and so I saw as a kid, there's like. And not to stereotype, but also to stereotype, the Vietnamese tended to be the ones that were like more education oriented, and then the Laos and Cambodians hung out with the Hispanic kids and were like more
Right. Okay.
like,
That makes sense. That can make sense.
Yeah, some kind of cultural thing ended up with. That's how it ended up being. And so now you have all these Vietnamese guys who just want white honeys, and you have all these white girls who want a vaguely Asian boyfriend. And I know a lot of couples that ended up happening throughout my school time, and there's a lot of children.
It's usually an Asian one with a white man, though, right? I've seen that way more.
So there's a lot of those, but there was I just noticed a lot like these Vietnamese guys, like their girlfriends, like, oh my god, Osaka, Japan looks so good, and he's like, you remember him from Vietnam, right? It's like, yeah, but
it's over there.
I just love Asians. I just love the Asians, and that's like loving like French culture, but you're dating a German guy.
Yeah, he's like vaguely European.
He's like, yeah, but Europe, France, Paris, oh my god. Like, it's the same energy. And so now, there's children. There's like probably, at least I know these people, their parents, these children are 4, 5, 6, 7 years old, and they're the product of weeb love. Of either like a white guy who's like, I just only fuck Asian girls. Like those creepy dudes who are like, I don't know if they're creepy, they just got a cultural preference. Maybe it's creepy. I don't know. Not for me to judge. But to just shout out that you love Asian women all through like middle school.
Yeah,
those
it's
guys
like
did exist, yeah.
And the weird thing is that you could
and then
do
they would
that.
get an Asian girlfriend. They would get an Asian girl who's like, oh my god, I love him so much. And he's like, Asian women.
Around here, those guys are into native girls because we don't have that many Asians outside the college here, and so which is odd. And those are not the same type of culture at all, but they just the eyes look similar. I don't know. I don't get it. I'm not one of those guys.
I think
I'm not
it's
one.
just like the same with like cowboys and Latinos get together really well too. Like especially like cowboy Mexicans kind of.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
So I don't know. There's a lot of mixing going on in Arkansas. There's gonna be some interesting future cultures merging because there's like Buddhist temples. And
there's
like,
one at Owasso.
Mexican church. Like there's all kinds of shit.
We have the Buddhist temple at Owasso. Have you seen the Buddhist temple at Owasso?
I'm not.
It's fucking huge. They have statues like 3 times the size of this apartment complex, like out in the middle, and it's weird. It's not like you go there, and it's not like other places. Like you go in there and they let you go in and look and walk around, and you see all these Asian monks, and they're not like trying to sell you something, you know?
Yeah.
Like, they're not, like, they're, like, trying to fucking be like, okay, here, join our religion. Here. They just, they acknowledge you, and they just, it was so peaceful. It was, like, I have pictures in front, all of that shit was cool.
Oh, for the Buddhist temple?
Yeah.
Ultimately, with my weird baby story, I'm just gonna think it's funny in 20 years that you're gonna ask one of these kids, be like, "Oh, so you have any pictures of like your parents?" These like half Asian, half white people. Like, yeah, they show a picture and it's like their parents in the early 2000s dressed as Sailor Moon, the Vietnamese dude who's like not Japanese at all. Your last name's Win, and then you're also into anime, so now there's just this cultural fusion. It happened.
They made you like anime as a result. Like
Genetically, no, you're just genetically predisposed to be a weeb at that point.
Could you imagine if you were like an Asian and then you like want to be like, hi, I'm fucking Chad Lasana. I'm like a cool motherfucker. I like trucks and fucking driving around and fucking
the Chinese
football. I like OC football. Imagine an Asian OC football fan. Like, and he just doesn't. He don't want anything to do with any of that shit. He's like mad about it.
I just don't know them.
Right, but that guy's. I want to meet those guys. Those guys are probably cool.
There's this guy on YouTube who's his name's like Henry Chow.
Yes, you showed me that guy. That's cool as fuck.
Yeah. He moved to America from like Wuhan, China. Literally, I think it might have been like from that area. And he's like,
oh damn.
Yeah, he was from there, and he's like,
good call.
Well, whenever I came to America, I could learn any English accent I wanted. So I decided the one I wanted to learn was the Southern accent. He's here talking on Vox about fucking Texas and the Southern people, and he's like an Asian dude with a cowboy hat, and he's like, he came over and he was like 28, and so he like didn't learn English until his like late 20s, and he's like, howdy, like he's practicing like Southern English, like, who cooked these biscuits? He's like reading phrases off, like trying to learn Southern talk, and he does, and he rides horses, and they interview the guy. He like goes out and like helps on a horse ranch, just so he can be around them. Just so he can experience being a cowboy on a cow. And the old white guy is like this short little tiny white guy. He is, they interview him. They're like, so what do you think about Henry or whatever? He's like, well, that fella sure loves cowboys. He sure is interested. He helps out a lot around here. He never seen that. Never seen that.
Where's he at?
Texas,
is he in the South? He's in Texas? Okay, of course.
You just go full Austin. I think it's only you can only do that in Austin, I think, right?
No, that was rural Texas, probably, right? That's probably East Texas is where that was at.
He was going to college. He's based on a college. Like, he was going to college.
Oh, then that could have been Central Texas. That could have been Austin.
Austin's this shit.
Okay, so is Austin your favorite place in Texas? I kind of want to try to go there someday.
You have a story about Austin
so
or anything?
fun.
You got any Austin stories?
Man, I mean, yeah.
Here, let me move this mic a little bit over. We need to include you more. We got Daniel Do. We got one of our fucking homies on here. Daniel Do, don't. Daniel Do, Daniel don't. Daniel Do, Daniel don't. Daniel Do.
What's up?
Sorry.
No, we played in Austin one night, and so then we got to go out afterwards. And we went to this one bar, and we walked in, and there was this guy playing named Darius Jackson. And I'll never forget, I'm walking up off the street, and I see this guy outside the bar with his guitar. He's got a wireless setup. And he's just playing. I can hear the house music, like the rest of the band's inside on stage, and it just sounds great. And this guy's outside a bar, just smoking a cigarette, and he's got a little shot out there, and he just keeps playing and doesn't miss a beat. And he goes back inside, rejoins the band on stage, and just nails every lick, right? Well, at one point I see him jump down off of the stage and go back behind the bar, and the bartenders are all like looking at him, kind of funny. And he's just wailing the whole time.
He's behind the bar.
Yeah, he's behind the bar, and he's like trying to. He takes a break, sets a bottle up on there, goes back to playing. He's like trying to pour himself a shot.
Try to sneak him away. Here's my tip for tonight. They didn't give me enough of the fucking door price or where the fuck.
They were playing Little Wing by Hendrix, and at one point he was like trying to drink behind the bar, and then runs up to the stage to the bassist, and it's like scolding him for not playing correctly.
Well, he's like trying to drink.
Yeah, he's like, "Shut up, motherfucker!" Hey, motherfucker!
Do you remember the name of the band? Or?
Darius Jackson.
Oh, it's the band or the guy?
The guy.
That's the guy. Okay.
Darius
Try with one ear on. Try with one ear on.
Is it trying out the new mic set?
That's what Rogan does. He has with one ear on, as weird as that is.
Hell
Just
yeah.
take, I'm done both.
It feels pretty street and urban and cool to do one ear.
Yeah, it's like I'm putting it to the fucking side.
Freestyle beats. You want to hit it with something, Cole?
Okay, so wait, what are your favorite venues to play at?
Well, the Granada was pretty sick.
Where's that at?
In Dallas.
Okay. Why was that one? Why?
Well, it's set up like an old school theater.
Fuck yeah.
They
We got a balcony and shit, and like big curtains and
Like old,
Yeah.
like late 1800s, early 1900s kind of theater.
yeah, it's sick.
That's fucking badass.
Do you feel like there's a lot of drunk driving and deaths and shit on the way out of there because of how bad the traffic is in Dallas and how fucked up? Like, where is it at?
I saw
like,
an overturned car.
Oh yeah, dude.
I've been stuck in 5-hour jams in Dallas. I've been stuck in 5-hour fucking.
When we were in Austin that night, somebody got shot right outside of the bar where we
Holy
were at.
shit.
And the fucked up thing was, it was two dudes arguing, and it came to drawing guns on each other. A shot was fired, but the guy that it was supposed to hit didn't get hit. It struck a girl tragically
fuck.
and killed her.
Oh, man. So she got killed?
Mhm.
What the fuck? Just friendly, well, not friendly fire. That's
Stray bullet. It's a stray bullet. Is
Yeah.
what that is.
That sucks.
But then the show went all right, or was that after?
No, it was after the show. Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
So
yeah.
then you just drove home thinking about how horrible that was. But was that a long ride back then?
Driving
I'm sorry. I was just like, I
out
don't
on the
think about it.
road can be crazy sometimes. Yeah.
Yeah.
You know.
What's the longest drive you made?
We went to Cleveland without stopping, and that was about 11 hours.
Now I got a real question for you. This ain't really to your band. What is the longest walk you've ever made?
The longest walk.
Yep.
So like
Give some intro.
between the ages of 20 and 40, I feel like every man I know has been like,
The walk.
oh, I got fired and I had to walk 28 miles back in the town.
She dumped me and she left me on the side of the road, and I had to go to my grandma's house. I had to walk from one town to the other. And the common story is, every time somebody that I know that has that story, it's not even just that you walk a long distance. You wake up that morning thinking you were gonna walk 15 miles from Fort Gibson to fucking Muskogee or some shit. You thought you were gonna eat breakfast and fucking, but that happened. And then there's usually like a physical factor in the middle of it that fucking like, oh, my fucking toe was broken, or in my case, I lost a contact. I didn't have a contact in. My phone was on like 27%. I had to walk from Springdale to Fayetteville. Like, it was something like that.
Jesus.
Yeah, it was fucking rough. But what was the longest walk? If you had anything like that happen to you where you got stranded, you had to walk, and it made you think about who you were,
Yeah.
what was it like?
I went to a concert in Muskogee when I was younger, and I was out way later than I probably should have been.
Mhm.
And on the way back home, the car broke down.
Mm.
We ran out of gas. So I took the gas can and made a very long walk to the gas station. It was like 6 miles down the road or some shit.
Oh, man.
Got the gas, and then got back to the car, and then we got home at like 4 in the morning or some shit.
Wait, so how far was the gas station?
Like 6 miles.
Okay, so that's bad. It's the timing of it and the fact that you had to fucking do it that
Yeah,
long.
last minute emergency bullshit.
Not to mention 6 miles
Okay,
back.
this is another question I have for you, okay? You seem like you're a pretty well-traveled guy. You've been in some different places. Like we were talking before this. We were watching Fargo, and you said you've been like most of the states that they were filmed in, okay? You've been a lot of places, but this is your home, right? You're born here?
Love it here. yeah.
Right, okay, well, you love it here, but as far as, like, the dangerous, like, sketchy factor sometimes, like, the fucking, like, what would you call it?
ruggedness of
The
town.
ruggedness. Like, how do you think it is compared to
Didn't
what you've
somebody
seen?
get murdered here Saturday night?
Twice. There's been 2 murders over the weekend.
Really?
Yep.
What were they?
One was on Allen Road.
Right. What happened with that one?
I don't want to say because I can't exactly remember exactly. I don't want to fuck it up. If we had next week's guest on, he'd know for sure.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I heard it was a stabbing.
I heard there was a stabbing, and I heard there was a shooting.
So
too.
personal, Jesus.
And a couple weeks ago, 2 weeks ago, there was a baseball bat attack. There was like a baseball bat fucking situation.
I went to high school
Yeah.
with that guy.
You did?
Yeah, I knew that guy.
The article said, or not the article, but the place I was reading was like he might have been justified. Like it might have been okay. Like it might have been like the guy with the bat. Like he might have been like in the right. That's what I heard. I don't know though. Once again,
That's what they're saying. The guy that died was actually my cousin.
he died from the bat.
Yeah.
God.
Yeah, dude,
yeah.
he died from the injuries from
It was
that, yeah.
excessive, man. It wasn't self-defense. Like, it's
I heard the guy that attacked him was blind,
No.
or like partially blind or something. That's what I heard. It was a blind guy with the bat. That's what I heard.
Partially blind means a lot different than full blind.
You're right. You can be blind in one
You
eye.
can swing at the fuzz that is your enemy that you're seeing.
You just need fucking Coke ball fucking glasses. You just need fucking. The guy's shit.
Speaking of unusual deaths, though, man, you guys know the story about Paul Walker, right?
Not word for word.
Okay, so back in, 2009, right? So Paul Walker and a friend of his, the friend was driving, right? By the way, Paul Walker was a passenger. They were doing over 100 in his friend's Porsche, right?
And so what happened was they lost control of the vehicle, right? It plowed through, I want to say, like a fucking, like a lamppost and like 2 trees, I think, was the story, right? And you would think that enough was alone to kill Paul Walker, but it did not. During the autopsy, it actually showed that he had like burn marks in his lungs and shit from all like the fumes that he was breathing.
He died of smoke inhalation because he was trapped.
He was, yeah, so
That's
he
pretty
was
fucked up.
alive.
That's so dark.
I know, dude.
But the irony is, he was the Fast and Furious guy, right?
Yeah, the irony of
The
that.
irony,
Yeah. Like he wasn't even driving though. That's another ironic part of it. Yeah, he was a passenger.
How'd fucking Ryan Dunn die? Wasn't something similar to that?
I think so.
Pretty
I'd
much,
say,
yeah. He had his Lambo, and yeah.
When's Bam Margera gonna fucking die?
Man,
call
probably
that
pretty
one?
soon. I give him like 5 to 10 years.
I'm one of Bam Margera.
I'm gonna agree with.
Okay, so
Bam
I have a
on
question
this
for
one.
anybody that
Yeah,
watched old episodes of Jackass, because we're that generation where we got to catch fucking Jackass like as it was reruns, or he was maybe old enough for like as it was coming out. But it was a part of our. Everyone watched Jackass in the
I watched it as a
late
child.
in the late 2000s. Everybody's watching Jackass. Didn't matter, right?
Yeah.
What was the deal where anytime there's a sketch where, or not a sketch, but like a prank where it involves somebody putting something up their butthole, like most of the time, like 70% is Bam. Bam put the
Steve
fucking.
put a lot of shit in his ass.
He puts like fire. He doesn't insert things in there. Like he
Yeah.
doesn't fucking. He'll shoot a firework out of his ass. But I don't
Who
remember
put like
anything.
the car toy in there?
That was Bam.
Oh, then they went and got X-ray.
Yeah, that was The
little like Europe.
And there's another one where they're
"Hey,
like-
"What is this? A little car in the stomach?" And what? He is so confused. And Bam's like, "I don't know, man. A wild night, dude. You'll have a car."
That's who we need to get on this fucking shows. We need to get someone that's like a butthole doctor and ask them their fucking get them real drunk. So you get like a proctologist. If you guys know any, if any listeners know any proctologists that want to hang out, let us know, because I bet we can figure some fucking crazy ass shit,
Get
right?
some anal guys.
We need anal people,
I need people that are anal about it, man.
real anal about everything.
So, how was Diamond Stone, man?
It was great.
Hell yeah.
The Great Divide sounded awesome.
Great. So Diamond Stone is a music festival that is yearly held at Diamond Head. It's like if you Google Diamond Head Resort, it says 2-star hotel, but it's not even really a hotel. It's just like a camping fucking place. So whoever called it a 2-star hotel was a jackass. It's a pretty cool spot. They'll have like musicians come out and play pretty big music festivals and things. But I wasn't able to make it out this year. But you went and camped out for the night last night, right?
Yeah, it was sick.
Yeah.
What all did you get to do besides see the Great Divide? I know there's some red dirt, like some underground red dirt,
that kind of pioneered the movement, really, right? Like they were one of the first.
Yeah.
What was it, Red Dead Rain?
Turnpike used to play every year, right?
Yeah, and this year RC and Kyle.
So I saw their band. Hunter, you'd actually like their band. It's okay. He has the guitar solos from Turnpike, but there's like there's a trumpet and there's like an upright bass on it, and he has like rockabilly songs. Some songs with like a little bit of trumpet on
the guy
it.
from Turnpike?
Yeah, I saw them at the Crawfish Festival, and they were actually good. Like I was like really kind of impressed.
But wait, so hold on. What's the beef there? RC and Kyle, like, yeah.
Oh, there is no beef. So like Turnpike and Cross Canadian Ragweed and Jason Boland started.
And the Stragglers.
Yeah, started Medicine Stone.
No shit.
Yeah.
So that's where it came
and
from.
so they had an
Yeah.
agreement in place with Diamond Head that they would host it there,
Mhm.
right? But for various reasons, those bands are not tied in with that anymore. So obviously they've changed the name to Diamond Stone instead of
Yeah.
Medicine Stone.
So Medicine
And
Stone.
where's Medicine
That's what the
Stone?
change was there.
Mason, you know where Medicine Stone comes from, right?
Yeah, it was the original name of what's now called the Illinois River. Wakonda Oneng is Osage for Medicine Stone River.
Huh.
But in a way, it's like a sacred stone or the river of sacred stones kind of thing.
At
Because
what
it used to
point?
be not full of chicken shit and used to be pretty clean.
It used to have a bunch of drunk motherfuckers on it. It used to not have a bunch of fucking people stabbing each other on Labor Day on the
I'm
river
sure that
banks.
still happens.
I'm sure that.
Actually, you're right. You're damn right.
Clubbins at the creek.
Why do you have to say such brave things? Why do you have to fucking...
Nah, we was going wild.
Yeah, we were probably going. We were
Those
probably
Osage,
wildin'.
dude, those Osage are fucking.
Oh yeah, dude, they're fucking crazy.
You know Osage means enemy, right?
Yeah, Osage.
Didn't you say that to fucking that piece of shit dude that I'm not gonna name, but we got your name on.
Yeah. I said,
You did
no,
that.
it means enemy, and I was trying to be all. big
I know this
and
white dude that's like really pretentious and he like keeps claiming Osage over and over again. Like, well, he is, but like, but it's just weird. It's like weird. It's like because he's like the most stereotypically English-looking person I've ever seen in my entire. Like he's like
And not to
fucking.
judge people, but
He looks like the
but
Tenth
just
Doctor.
He like
He's like
went
Matt
to,
Smith.
He went to college and came back. He's a super
Yeah.
metrosexual guy, who all he talks about is communist literature. Like, that's all he did when he
Yeah.
was at the party. He was like, dude, if you actually read Lenin, and then I'm like, what is being taught?
What the fuck?
And then
my
Hunter was
God.
really smashed trying to. I know, Hunter, you've maybe read a couple paragraphs of Lenin, maybe your entire life,
Probably,
maybe
yeah,
a paragraph
maybe.
or so.
I'm the
Maybe like
walrus
some
who
excerpt,
could
Maybe a
you.
couple sentences.
I am the
maybe
walrus
yeah.
who could you.
But
What's
Hunter was
walrus?
like confidently arguing with him about
Big Lassie joke.
and you had not read anything he had read, and you were just arguing.
Because you're like, whatever it is, fuck whatever the fuck you're saying. He just like, I don't know, I don't buy this.
Well, he
Actually,
was
that's
communism and Hunter's anarchy.
in that situation, Hunter is the most base fucking badass person you could have in that fight. Because me and him arguing, we have to argue about one ideology versus another. If it's him versus, it's hard. Like, no, nothing, or whatever the fuck
Nothing
you're saying. Like,
fucking
yeah,
makes sense.
no,
None of
no.
that makes
Like,
any
you know what I'm
goddamn
saying?
sense.
It's a
Like,
lot
yeah.
harder for him to turn anarchists into like to fucking have like actual grounds against someone's like, no, I don't think anyone should have any authority. I don't think you should read any well. You should be everybody for themselves. For somebody that's like that plus like if you want to have like a monetary system and like a private. Actually, I'm not that far from Hunter. I'm not that far from Hunter. Ultimately, at the end of the day, when you talk to your neighbors, you have more in common than what you think.
Except for the Osage.
Except for, I mean,
Except for fucking
yeah,
Osage.
fuck the Osage, dude. They were like,
Here's an interesting story about the old, because the Osage, their homelands are from like the Ohio Valley, and whenever white people started coming through and they heard about it, they're like, oh, we're heading west. And all along the way, they just kept making enemies. I don't know if they're big pricks or just bad neighbors, but by the time they ended up in the northern Oklahoma, Arkansas, southern Kansas, Missouri area, no one really liked them. And so that is kind of, they made like their homeland for a while. And then now the Trail of Tears happens, we get kicked out by Andrew Jackson. Now we're being pushed into Oklahoma, which is their homeland. The government's like, no, it's yours, dude, we traded. And we're like, okay, whatever. And then we're like, oh shit. And it's like Indians who like saw other Indians. They're like, oh damn!
Oh, damn it, dude! Those
shit.
fucking creeks are across the river. Damn it!
Well, us and the Creeks and the Choctaw, we all hated those.
the concept
Everyone
is
hated
really
those.
funny because from the U.S. government perspective, they're like, wait, so you guys aren't all on the same team? Like, you're not all friends? Like, you live together, like, your neighbors now. Like, you fought for 1,000 years? Okay, well, they're 30 miles south.
They're
So
right.
just
they're right across the
fucking make it
river.
work. Have fun with it. That's so fucking funny. Like,
So the history of Fort Smith was an early fort built to help like survey the lands in Oklahoma and what would become, or Indian Territory, what would become Oklahoma, and help keep the Osage and Cherokees from fighting each other, because old settlers, the Cherokees, before the Trail of Tears, were slowly trickling in and just starting shit with the Osage. They built Fort Gibson in like 1820 something, and they tell the Cherokees, because they're like, dude, will y'all please stop fighting with the Osage? And we're like, no.
No.
And they go to the Osage and they're like, will you please stop fighting with Cherokees? And they're like, no. And finally, the government is able to negotiate a thing where they go to Cherokees and they're like, look, the Osage said they'd be willing to have a sit down. We'll talk about it. But are y'all willing to talk about it? We're like, sure. But what are the terms? And then they're like, okay, well, we're thinking we meet up here in 10 days and we'll tell you guys and the Osage to meet up and we'll all talk it out. And then we were like, oh, so what if they're not here in 10 days? Does that mean we go back to making war with them? Or does that mean we can go and like take their shit and burn their houses down? And the government was like, hopefully not. Hopefully you're
They
not
just show
doing
up.
that.
Hopefully they're there on
show up
time.
in 8 or 9, 10 days. But no, you guys, y'all always show up.
we got late to everything.
And then they're like, all right, so we're going to send a guy to go tell the Osage. We're going to send a white fella. And the Cherokees are like, nah, we'll send a guy for you. So the rule's like, hey, be there in 10 days or else. Well, that's the Cherokee side of it. That's us. That's what we didn't like those guys, man. And so we send a runner to the Osage. And we're like, hey, be there in 11 days.
Classic.
And so we're sitting there,
Class got
we're sitting there in day 10 with our arms stretched out, like, where they at? Where are they at? Stupid, we told them, where are they at?
Wasting my time.
And so the government's like, ah, shit, man, they're gonna fucking go wild. And then all of a sudden, and then we went wild. And then we started like heading up the trail. And then the Osage are traveling. They're on their way to come to the peace talk. And we're like, you're a day late, motherfucker! And we come there and we just like kill a bunch of them and they kill some of us. Like we just start tussling, man.
Let's take all their cool shit.
Yeah, it was endless raiding. Osage and Cherokees hated each other. So I like to keep a little bit of that intertribal.
Well, the Osage are being chased across
Oh, yeah.
the whole plains by the government and shit. The whole
The government
time,
and
right?
other tribes who didn't want them next to them because they're just a bunch of refugees. They were kind of like the gypsies of the Indians essentially. They would just roll around. People were like, no, keep moving. Romani's, I guess, the more appropriate.
Well, they don't mind
But
that term as
people-
much. Hey, is this a politically correct, woke, fucking nice to people podcast where we fucking...
This is a super woke podcast.
They're fucking... You can call them carnies, too.
Carney, Jesus.
You can call them felons. You can call them felons.
We're gonna
You
get
can call them
canceled.
fucking
We're
other
gonna get
shit.
canceled
Like,
so fast. I say this during every episode.
Tobias says that's his catchphrase. Tobias says that he loves it. Yeah.
Oh, man. I was talking about some ultimate weeaboos earlier.
What the fuck? We made Daniel's soul. He was like with that transition. He was like, I can't fucking.
You ever heard of Yasuke?
No, was that a Naruto character?
First black
Is that
samurai.
some kind of Naruto character?
Yeah, he was the first black samurai.
First
He
black
was,
samurai.
He was a slave to the
Okay,
Portuguese.
so I know this thing, but have you seen Afro Samurai?
That's what it's based on.
That's what it's based on.
Yeah,
It's based on
Yasuke.
Yasuke.
You're fucking
Yeah,
Indian.
yeah, yeah.
No.
for real.
not
Okay,
at
that sounds
all.
really cool now. Now I've seen Afro Samurai, but I don't. Okay,
Yeah.
is that accurate? Is that?
There's this
pretty
Portuguese
accurate,
guy who owned this fella. Who I think his name was like Esteban or something. He's some like European name. And they went over to Japan. The Japanese were like, "Holy shit! Who the what?" They just saw like a black man. They're like, "What the?" And they went over there trying to scrub it off of him. They're like, "What? He's so black. What the hell?" They're like trying to clean him and get the black. Okay, I can do the accent. They're trying to keep the black off. So. You heard me. You did not dye this man. You did not put him in the dye. I make him black. And we steal him. And that's what the Portuguese guy is saying. He's like, yeah, we take him. And then the Japanese guys, well, I fucking want him. And so I think his name's like Lord Nobunaga, and which is ironic. The last part of his name is Nobunaga with his. Never mind.
You don't know.
No, I was just looking.
You just gotta
at
go
like
for
a
it, man.
weak
Can't-
I'm
can't-
not gonna say Nobunaga. So, yeah, Nobunaga wants this African guy, but then he's like, "Whoa, this guy's actually super tight, and he's like a human." And so he like gives him ranks and estates and land and honor for like his loyal, like just working for the emperor, man. And he became a fucking samurai, and he was strutting around with swords and cool.
What's up, Tyler?
Tyler.
My weekly interruption.
Every time on the clock.
But yeah, Yasuke settled down and had a Japanese wife, probably the happiest wife in Japan. Y'all didn't get that?
The happiest wife because he had a big dick. Is that the
Yeah,
joke?
yeah.
I don't. You know that could be true, but there's a lot of white guys with big dicks.
I'm talking about in Japan.
In
At
Japan,
that time-
there's Portuguese guys, right?
Ah, Jesus. Are
Apparently.
you like defending white penises?
I'm defending
right now?
Portuguese
Or-
penises. I'm defending Portuguese penises. Whatever you want to consider that.
Pretty European. That's on Europe.
Okay, well you're the one drawing lines here. I'm saying they're human
I just wanted
beings.
to make a cheap big black dick joke. That's all I was trying to do. Be like, she's like, oh, very happy wife in Tokyo. Like, he's the most happiest wife.
You could have went the other way too, but you didn't, and that's
What's
good.
the other way?
I don't want to say it. Because it's a low blow. There's no reason to fucking do that. So you went with like, okay, he's got a big
But
dick.
that's like a compliment.
You can be like, I hope she's. I'm not gonna say it.
What the fuck? Well, I don't know what you're implying now.
I literally like the worst thing they could have fucking.
I don't know. I don't know.
Well, you could just any other negative stereotype. Insert any of them. Not a specific one. Not even a specific one. Actually, there's a couple different directions you go.
Knock her up and go home.
Right.
To mom's house.
Right. I didn't think that. I was like, what I'm trying to say here, man, is that you went with the big black dick joke.
You
And
went like, what about the absent father with a bunch of kids in Japan knocked up? Otomi and all of her sisters and.
but that's more. Wait, is that like what? Is that what?
Back to Portugal.
What happened? What actually happened to the fucking kids? Did they have kids?
Yeah, they have. There's a whole line of Japanese.
Okay, well then I feel bad now. Are you fucking me? No, I feel you're fucking me. That's that really happened.
Yeah, he married into the Japanese people.
He became
All
a
his kids were
samurai,
like,
dude. Like that's
like,
one of
and
those
then they had the,
highly
their-
respected
They had the
positions
whole
at
like
the time,
government
like-
revolution and imperial stuff. So,
Yeah.
but speaking of another weird dude.
Yeah, hold on. Yeah. Hold on.
Wait. I come to present a new theory of Islam. We have been revealed through teachings of a new prophet. It is Rachel from France. Me and our new country, the Islamic State of Jennifer Aniston. We have a new God.
Jennifer Aniston?
We watch
Jennifer
We
Aniston.
watch a rerun
She's hot.
of Rachel from France.
Yeah.
We hear Jennifer Aniston. We hear worship Rachel from France.
From France.
It's better worship than fucking Chandler.
Is this way? laughs, a joke, you broke.
I don't know if I like or hate Friends. I don't know if I like that show, or if I hate it.
I'm gonna just say I think it's all filler.
Friends?
Kind of, yeah.
That's like the longest anime arc ever, dude.
Do not corrupt the name of a prophet.
Have you guys ever put on King of the Hill with the Japanese audio dub and
No.
it's like an anime?
Really?
Oh,
I never
that
thought about that.
sounds fucking awesome.
Bobberoo, everybody got your marshmallow. I'm not chin to hear it. A propaneroo and a propaneroo accessory
Do Japanese Hank Hill. You got good Hank Hill. Do Japanese Hank
Oh,
Hill.
yeah.
Come on.
Oh,
Oh, konnichiwa. Oh,
That boy. I can't. Fuck.
I don't know if they would do. Would they do the southern? They would try to do the southern accents, right?
Like, they would try that. Like, oh, my bad.
It's a me there.
Okay, so we do have to address this, right? I know this is a weird transition.
I gotta give a little background on what you do.
All right, here's what I'm gonna do because we've seen this. Daniel, I'm gonna let you read this while Mason gets some background. Is that okay?
Yeah.
So to give you some information, I was at Turkey National Holiday last week. We forgot to bring this up because our other podcast was so fucking action-packed and fucking funny and awesome and great that we missed a couple things. So I found this on a barbershop downtown for Turkey National Holiday. I'm gonna let you read this while Mason explains what it is. I'm gonna let you draw your conclusions, man.
Okay, so there's this pamphlet left at a Native American festival holiday. There are these people, I think the broad term is Black Hebrew Israelites, but there's all these denominations and different spin-offs, and ultimately the idea is that all of history is a lie by the white man. The black man invented the pyramids of Egypt. The black man invented the Mayan pyramids. The black men were Romans. The black men were the original Germans.
Vikings.
The black men were the Chinese.
They were the samurai.
The black men were all the samurais were black. Seriously, it's like
That's what they really believe.
and they think that if you read the Bible the right way, it confirms everything.
They also believe that white people were created in a bad science
by
experiment
black
a man named
scientists named Jacob.
Yeah, that he had a science experiment gone wrong.
And he was like, oh shit, I spilled a lot of, oh fuck. And a bunch of white people crawled up and pot. He's like, oh fuck man, shit. I created a bunch of little crackers in a pot. What the hell? And that's literally what, okay, maybe not literally, but very damn close to what they're saying, is that God, or not God, a bad God, a demon man, a demon scientist.
We were fine until that.
And then they got out and they like just scattered. Oh shit, they're out getting out the house. Oh fuck, oh fuck. And then white people went around and just destroyed everything the black man has done since.
Right, they undid all the good creation.
Where this originates from, because I mean, as Native people, we have like a connection to thousands of years of history, connection to the land, and people. I mean, Europeans deal with this by just claiming to be Cherokee, like white Americans.
It's based on how we like told stories and shit.
Yeah,
That's how
but
we
black
pass
people
shit
had
down.
that, or black Americans who descend from Africans from the slave trade, had that broken culturally. So no amount of like money or anything will bring back what was like stripped of them: language, culture, identity, and all this.
Yeah,
and you're being told constantly by white. It's like in the 1900s, history was written by white people, so there is a point to what they're saying. But that doesn't mean all of history is just a secret ploy.
You can't go rewrite like a goddamn Marvel movie.
And so they did. They literally went like extreme the other way. And they're like, if you look at the Roman Emperor statue, you will see leftover black pigment because there was a black man. And then talk about like how obviously Jesus is black. Obviously everyone in the clearly. The devil is a white man. And I said, but it's what? Oh shit, he got out. Now he got a fork. Oh shit, he ran. Like the scientists who made all the fucking. It's an insane philosophy. And so here at Cherokee National Holiday, Cole found a fucking pamphlet on the ground.
From where they posted up, trying to convert people.
They're trying to make you think that you. And they're like targeting like Dominicans and Puerto Ricans and black people. Seminole, because black people are these.
Cheers to Seminoles, clink clink. That's we did that in the first one. We did cheers to Seminoles. Good for them. Like we did the first one.
But black people did integrate a lot with Seminole people back in history, and but those people are known today as the Black Seminoles. And so these guys rewrit that to where Seminoles are black. And so it's all it's literally like they just didn't finish reading the sentence. That's all of their history is read 80% of the sentence.
Specifically what they're saying in that pamphlet is that there's 12 tribes of Israel, right? And
one of them Seminole.
One of them is all the North American Indians, right? And one is Seminole. One is all the North American Indians, and then one is Mexican Indians, which is weird because Mexico is in North America. So I don't understand that fucking part. I don't.
The computer.
Right. So
who else is black?
But it says that
the Mexicans.
It said that the tribe of Gad was one of the 12 tribes of Israel. It said that they wore fringes. It said they hunted nomadically. It said that they were crushed out by the Davidites or something. And so basically, the idea is the Bible is telling the story of the Native Americans that the white people are the Davidites and the Gad are the North American natives.
But they sometimes will say that Native Americans, those are just a mix of the Chinese and white man sent here to fool us and make us think we are not the natives. And that's what they think. Like if you showed them a full-blood native, they'd be like, that is a Chinese. That is a white Chinese person. Like, they will say obscene.
That is Hunter Logan Paul Miller.
And so, like, I came across a couple of them. And,
what do you think? Hey, Daniel finished reading that. He's got an outsider's perspective. What the fuck was that? Was that disturbing to read? What was that?
There is a lot of, what's the word I'm looking for right now?
There's a lot of words.
There's a lot of supposition.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. They're just like, obviously,
clearly, this
Deuteronomy.
Just quoting the
Just
Bible.
read it. It's in there.
Just read it.
Deuteronomy.
It's like word bending. You know,
It is, yeah.
Deuteronomy, I said, bitch, get off of me.
Deuteronomy.
No, Deuteronomy, I hardly know her.
This is why I'm an atheist. This is why, yeah, dude.
This is why you're because of the black people Israel.
What do you guys think about the
expressly,
Church
no.
of the Flying Spaghetti Monster?
I think that's a really funny joke religion, but then now as we are approaching real religion dying, it's like becoming more bizarre. And like, our modern kids
Isn't that
have
just like a play
rejected
on religion at first? It was like a
right,
joke
but then now our people our age have rejected Christianity for Wicca and paganism and spirituality and shit. And so now what is Flying Spaghetti Monster a parody of? Like, you know what I mean? Like, that joke will be
I think
outdated
there's
in
some
like
people
10,
who
20 years.
semi-seriously follow it, though. Like, ironically.
I think ironically people
No one's
do
seriously
actually-
following it.
I think
I bet there probably
wouldn't be
are.
surprised.
People are crazy.
That people are fucking insane.
I don't think... I think it's
What were
all
you going to bring
intentionally
up
a
something
joke.
about them?
Oh, no, I just...
You just wanted to know.
No, you guys
Thought, yeah, okay, cool. Hell yeah, man. Hell yeah. No, it's an interesting thing. It's a parody religion where they assume, like, okay, well, if there's a flying spaghetti monster in space, you can't prove that it doesn't exist, so prove it doesn't exist, so therefore, the burden of proof is on you, so therefore, I'm right, so therefore, it's like a straw man.
The same thing they're doing with Christianity. The same arguments Christians would use in this
Right, they do with the flying spaghetti monster, and they use it to fucking point out the fucking
The idea is you could replace the word God with whatever fucking character you wanted and use the same arguments and so now there are people who are like, I worship flying spaghetti. Monstrous form.
Yeah, it was the flying teapot religion first in England, I think.
The flying
yeah.
flying... God damn, of course it's the fucking...
Yeah, you know it.
Oh, what should we worship?
A fucking teapot, mate.
A teapot.
Bro, would you fucking British shit up?
A British dude?
Yeah.
I was about to at a party one time.
I kind of remember
They
that.
were like out there trying to start. They're like, pour some liquor in the fire. There's a fire going on. These guys had probably never seen a fire. And they're like, you pour liquor on it, beer's got liquor in it. And they threw like a White Claw on the fire. And they're like, that didn't fucking work. We need to get some bloody Indians over here to start this fire. And they're like at Stonehouse, like talking about, like hand on them. They're like doing all the little jokes. We need some Indians to start this fire for us, and it probably was like a weird. They might have even took it as like self-depreciation, like we need some goddamn local fucking Indians.
Yeah.
But it didn't sound
It didn't
good.
come out
It
that
didn't
way,
come
like,
out.
they
It sounded like some
understand
two
where you're
douchey
at.
white dudes who are like faking a British accent.
Yeah.
Well, you're not even from Britain. What the hell?
What the fuck?
You're from
Puerto
Holbert,
Rican.
bitch.
From Holbert.
They look like they're from Holbert, bitch ass Holbert.
Where did they come from?
They're from England. They're like college students who were just over here fucking around and throwing White Claws on fire.
And then when I went to the next Stonehouse party, they went there.
And they were banned, right?
So they went up there, and then they let me in because I'm like, do you know the band? I was like, yeah, I know all those guys. Those are my fucking. And they let me in, and then the next fucking the British will come up. I'm still on the porch, like as I'm about to go in, and they're like, nah. You can come in. You guys are being no. He said you guys are being twats last time. He emphasized the twats, and then he said, "What, mate?" He said, "You guys are being fucking twats last time. Get out of here." And then he goes to his other friends like, "What do you say?" He said, "We're being fucking twats." He said, "We need all right." And then,
All right.
And then they walked off. And I was like, "What?" And then so that was the same party that Logan went to, and then they accused him and his homies of stealing because they were native or the fuck, or they just it was lightly racial. But I was like, "No, it's not just that. They also cracked on the English too." So what the fuck is going on? They also fucking we're going to put a hurting on some twats. So we gotta say it in your fucking language.
Yeah.
You fucking wank. You're being a wanker.
Let me hunt you down for you, bro.
You're being a fucking
You're being a
twat.
goddamn twat.
You're being a bloody cunt. Oh yeah, dude, you gotta throw. Yeah, I like the word cunt. That's just the right amount of
I
sting.
love the word cunt.
Yeah.
I think it's so funny with women, like,
It hits hard.
yeah, there's certain
there's a
women out
sting.
there, like,
There is a
they
sting.
hear the word cunt and they're like,
Yeah.
Kills their brain.
Yeah.
In Australia, we all know about this, right? In Australia, cunt is like, hey, buddy.
Yeah, it's just your mate.
And like if there's a guy you're like having an issue with in the bar, you're like, oi, mate, we got an issue here. We got an issue here, mate. Hey, buddy. And then if they're like your best friend, like, oh, you fucking cunt, what are you doing? And then you're calling the guy about to fight like your buddy and your mate, and then your best friend forever. You're like, oh, you fucking cunt.
That's
What the hell you
that's,
doing?
that's beautiful. I love.
I'm gonna start doing that. I'm gonna start calling you guys cunts all the
Yeah,
time.
you fucking
probably.
cunt.
Hey, you fucking cunt.
I'm gonna call up your girlfriend like, hey, where's that cunt at? Where's that fucking cunt at this morning?
Where
Where's
is
he
he?
You
at?
probably just shut you up.
What?
What did you just say? Through to someone else?
You fucking freeze up for a second, like hell yeah.
have you guys seen that Koala Man show?
No, what's that?
No, what?
So it's like this Australian superhero.
What?
It's animated. The dude from Rick and Morty that's like canceled now.
Which one?
Justin Roiland.
Yeah. American hero Justin Roiland. Woo! Shout out!
Jesus Christ.
What a fucking badass, dude.
No.
Oh, your bit about him having to do impressions in in prison.
Oh, it in the LA County jails where he was at.
Yeah,
He was
yeah,
in
but
the
the
LA County
idea that
jail.
like they're threatening.
He's like out now.
Well, no, he settled it because he paid them
Yeah.
money, really much money. He paid her like $12 million and it went away. He didn't get the show back, but she couldn't take him to court. So because he just had the money, they sell out of
But
court.
the idea of them being like in prison and they're
Do the voice, do the voice.
they're like threatening to like beat him and rape him and stuff. And
No,
like,
he's-
oh jeez, Rick, no.
No, he was in LA County. He was in LA County jail with like Charlotte,
Do the
like
voice.
skinheads.
Do the voice.
Do the fucking. Come on, do Rick and Morty. Do the fucking. Here's some me sacks. They're holding him down, fucking.
Oh, Morty really got herself in the one this time.
Oh jeez,
jeez,
please don't break me, please don't.
Do the
break me.
voice. Do the voice. And he's like, shit. They're gonna literally just shove a broomstick in my ass.
They're calling their fucking girlfriend and then they take the phone off and like, all right, do fucking Rick and Morty.
My girl loves Rick and Morty. Do the voice.
Do the fucking.
And they like took his clothes, he's in his whitey tighties doing the voice. Oh jeez, hi, T-Rod's girlfriend. This is Morty. I'm in prison. I some money too. Shit. Oh my.
Dude, he got fucked up. Dude, he got fucked up, you bet.
Oh, dude, he's definitely getting butt raped. Like, he is definitely. If he did,
Do the voice like, oh, you're fucking me the ass on the grill. He's Rick.
You got this way up your butthole, Morty. You got this way up your.
No, be Rick now. Be Rick now. Switch it. No, back to Morty. Oh yeah.
There's literally a character called Mr. Poopy Butthole.
Mr. Poopy
There's a character
Butthole.
called
You're about to have a poopy butthole. Do the voice. Do the voice. Oh jeez, that butthole. Oh Rick. Okay, we just.
No, fuck him. He fucking beat his girlfriend in the hospital. He
I keep making Rick jokes as a boy.
That dude did that. That dude did that, and then the other dude that did Rick and Morty, he fucked a baby doll on camera as a joke, and it's supposed to be a parody of Dexter, but you know Dexter's serial killer that kills their serial killers?
Yeah.
Well, he's a pedophile that raises pedophiles' kids. The dude who made Rick and Morty, there's two guys who made Rick and Morty. One's Dan Harmon, one's Justin Roiland. Dan Harmon had a failed pilot on Showtime about a parody of Dexter where he was a child molester that molested other pedophiles' children, and then he did a pilot of it. He did a pilot of it where he graphically fucked a baby doll, like not a real baby, but baby doll, and then he had child scream noises timed in and out to his thrusting in the video, and it was just a dark joke.
Holy shit.
And then if you go back and watch Morty, there's all these weird pedophile fucking overtones in the early episodes, and that didn't go fuck himself. I never liked that fucking show. I think they're both bad fucking people, and yeah, I mean, it's not surprising me at all. It's not surprising me at all.
Oh
But
jeez.
one of them just fucks baby dolls, one just beats their girlfriend until they go to the fucking hospital. It's just like, you know.
yeah, that's weird, bro. Like, no shit.
That boy needs a whipping.
That boy
We
needs-
need to take him out to skip school, something to slew or something. Like, no, Pops, he like assaulted women. What the hell? He a switch. Dude, my grandpa would fix some shit, dude. Give my grandpa a switch.
He'd solve Ukraine in a fucking
My
weekend.
grandpa go over there with a cane switch.
Do you remember? Hey, Daniel, do you remember like a year ago, whenever the Ukraine, maybe a year and a half ago, when the Ukraine thing started, and motherfuckers were like, You send me to Ukraine, I'll have that shit solved in a weekend, bro.
Yeah.
And they like, you give me a fucking F-150 and a fucking, and I'll solve Ukraine in a weekend, bro. I'll tell Putin to cut that the fuck out. You just like, and it's been going on for a year and a half, and thousands of people died, and it's this horrible fucking.
It's hard to comprehend that it's actually a fucking war.
It's been going on.
Well, we're going over there to like help though.
So in the U.S., the law is that we can't actually go over there unless we have prior military or police service. The difference is the UK let you go over there without that service. So if you immigrate from the US to the UK and then
come
you
over,
can do it that way.
You can go be a rogue warrior and help Ukraine.
Well, no, me and Tobias talked about when it kicked
Fucking
off, but we did as a joke. But nothing went on so long. Like they kind of might need us. They kind of might need our. Like, you know what I mean?
Dude, y'all want to go into
Loving the
I saw a scary ass video.
Battlefield.
There's these two Ukrainian soldiers driving in like a jeep down a dirt road, and they're trying to haul ass because there's Russian snipers around.
Oh shit!
And so they're driving, and this guy has like a GoPro on his helmet or something, and he's driving, and a bullet shoots through the windshield just quick, and he goes like, like he's like, he got shot. The guy driving got shot, but he had a bulletproof vest on, but he still felt got fucking shot in the gut through this vent. That's terrifying. That's how close he was. Some sniper was following him going 70 miles an hour in a fucking Jeep vehicle,
and then
they just fucking shot through the glass and shot him in the gut. So if that was just a couple inches higher or anything, man, that was fucking. And they're like, it's very crazy. It's like, laughing it off. Like, it's very good.
I guess that's the only thing you can do at that point. Because what are you gonna do? You can't slam on the brake.
You have to keep going. You
have to keep going.
They sped up.
I would do too. I don't blame them.
You get shot in the chest with the vest and just keep going.
And they're a mess.
Yeah,
I'm gonna throw a vest on my chest because they're a mess. Doesn't take much for me to start something like we was duck hunting. I can't say that, but
hell yeah.
I need a whip.
all we want to do is party.
You want to hear about another weeaboo real quick?
Yeah, we can hear about another weeaboo.
Another historical weeaboo. This guy. So the English went into Canada and they started all these little companies where they'd get natives to like trade furs for them and stuff, and sometimes there'd be intermarriages for like diplomatic reasons and things, and that's the case of this guy whose name is literally Ronald McDonald.
Ronald McDonald.
And his dad is like named like Henry McDonald, and he was like, I don't name my son Ronald. Yeah, and his mom was a Tlingit woman, and his dad is like a Scottish American, like Canadian trader, fur trader, and so he grows up like around his native culture and around his dad's like fur trader culture, and he'll occasionally there'll be like a Japanese guy who comes in on a boat every once in a while. He just was fascinated with Japan, but there was a law. No. There would be shipwrecked Japanese guys through storms. They would be cast onto the Pacific coast of America, and for thousands of years, apparently that's been happening. They found like old artifacts of like Japanese boats that got washed away 1,000 years ago to California or something. And there was a rule at that time that anyone who left the island of Japan couldn't return because they had that isolation era.
Yeah.
And so these guys, they literally couldn't go home because they left Japanese waters. And so they're stranded in these areas. And so this guy, Ronald McDonald, would chill and talk to these Japanese guys and be like, what the fuck's going on over there? And they're like, don't go over there, don't go over there. And then he's like, I'm going to go over there. And he gets like, he pays a ticket for a guy who goes like kind of close by the islands. He pays him a little more to get as close as he can before he gets fired at by like dragon guns and shit or whatever. And they're like, okay. And he takes like a little rowboat, slides it off the main ship, and just starts rowing to Japan. He's got a backpack with like a journal. Nothing's waterproof. It's the 1800s. He has like a vest and a little tie, and he's like rowing a boat across an ocean.
Oh, Ronald McDonald.
Yeah. And so then he went and got on the beach and then like cut his clothes up and fucked it all up and then fucked his hair up, and he's like, oh, I've been shipwrecked, and runs along the beach like looking for help, and these Japanese fishermen are like, and you know, he looked kind of, because he's half native, half white, so he's like a light-skinned, like native-looking guy with a little bit of facial hair, so they probably thought, and he's wearing like a European suit and tie. This is like the 1830s or 40s, and so America hadn't even been over to Japan and flexed their nuts yet or anything, and so Ronald McDonald lands in Japan, and they're so fucking close to killing him. They're like, bro, you're benefiting getting got. And he explained like who he was and where he's from, and they're like, okay, the emperor might think you're interesting. And so they brought him, thank fucking God, they thought he was interesting. And so they asked him, now he's like the Japanese stranded guys. They're like asking him fucking everything, and he's like, dude, hell yeah, fucking love Cowboy Bebop, I fucking love Studio Ghibli movies, I fucking love
I love marrying computers, I
I love waifu pillows.
I love buying used paintings and
those
vending
Pocky
machines.
sticks, those little
Karaoke.
those little chocolate, the little
Oh, they're so
sticks.
good.
Oh, those
I had a Pocky stick face.
Yeah,
Dude,
Pocky
yeah.
sticks. That's what Ronald
Yeah.
McDonald was saying to the Jays. I love your Pocky sticks. They're fucking tight. And they're like, oh, very interesting. So they're asking them all about like stuff, and they don't even realize that there's like native people on a continent and another. Like they don't know what natives are, like Native Americans, because they've only met Europeans and other Asians and Africans occasionally, like Yasuke, and but they didn't know that there's like. And he's like, I'm dressed in white guy clothes, but I'm like part of like another. There's like tribes.
There's other shit
And
going on
Japan's
here,
like,
y'all.
I don't know what you're talking
What the
about.
fuck?
That's all weird. I don't know. And so he's like, well, fuck it. And so he stays and he gets like a Japanese wife, settles down, has some little quarter native, quarter Scottish, half Japanese children.
I bet you, what kind of tribe was he?
Like Tlingit.
Oh, okay, I don't know. Fuck. If he was shocked, I'd say that is a dog eating fucking child. Dog eating a half chopped off fucking kid.
You know your people eat dogs.
You drop a hankering for some sweet, delicious
Dog.
fucking.
That's because Choctaws eat dogs. We're not being racist.
Oh yeah, if you didn't know that.
Really?
Oh yeah.
Well, historically, I think most natives ate dogs.
But
honestly.
the joke is,
Yes.
they got back from 12
Yeah,
years.
we
Choctaws
definitely did.
still like dogs to this day. Is the
You
joke?
guys ever eaten horse?
No,
I'm not French.
I want to.
I'm just like,
I'd
but I'm
give
gonna
it a
try.
shot.
I'm totally
Yeah,
try.
I'd give it a shot, but I don't think
We need to do some of these goddamn
before.
Mustangs, dude. They're so fucking. We gotta get rid of them.
Wild horse.
Just good and drag me away. No, Tobias and my boss, both of them on the same tangent about how we need to kill all the Mustangs and eat them, and they don't know each other. My boss is like really intelligent, like he's like a fucking like master electrician. He one day we were like, yeah, we just need to fucking kill these Mustangs and start eating them. So this is a fucking huge.
they aren't native.
And Tobias been saying that for years, like you're crazy. And then one day,
Tobias's reasoning is that those are from white people, right?
no, his reasoning is that they're invasive species and fuck horses, and I don't know.
They're an
what.
invasive species.
Right, he's like, it's not, yeah.
He's such an environmentalist, dude. He's been dropping vials of human ash just all the way from.
He throws fucking cans out the fucking window, and he says, "Rest in peace, Dad," every time because his dad loved littering. He loved littering. That was so. Seriously, rest in peace, Dad. Every time he throws a fucking like can or something out the window,
For
he
his
goes
dad.
out, especially in Jay, especially at the streets he roams.
Holy
Today
He
I got a
loves
ticket
fucking-
for my daddy.
It'd be so
I proudly will run.
One time I did get stopped in Jay because I put a cigarette out on the street, and then I was driving, and he pulled me over. The cop pulled me over. He's like, "Yeah," he pulled me over to throw a cigarette out. He's like, "You know I pulled you over?" I'm like, "No." He's like, "You threw a cigarette out in the street in front of me while I was driving behind you." I'm like, "That's illegal." He's like, "Not only is it illegal, but it's a hazard because you're throwing it's littering, but it's a lit object that could fucking catch something on fire that could fucking fall." It's littering and it's dangerous. Don't fucking catch you fucking doing that again. Bye. And they gave me like a warning, and then fucking like a written
Don't
warning.
flick your cigarette.
Yeah, he's like, don't. I was like, what the fuck, Jay? What the, like? And then I just kept driving. I was like, okay, I can't fucking.
Can't do anything
I was so
about it
scared I
now,
was going to
yeah.
jail. I thought I was going to fucking. I'm about to shit my fucking pants. I've had a lot of run-ins with cops.
Always,
like that.
always Wu-Tang my cigarette filters. I just fucking. I'll burn it down to the tip and
Choke
just swallow
on
it, dude.
You ever smoke a cigarette filter? You remember that after you smoked a cigarette filter?
Oh, well, one time I
Just
missed
eat it,
fucked up. I
bro.
lit the filter first. And,
Oh yeah, it's white girl wasted. Yeah.
yeah, I was a white girl wasted. Oh my god, where's the pink Whitney? I love it. It's just like lemonade.
I've got a friend that drinks Pink Whitney.
This dude drinks. My roommate, he drinks a lot of pink when he
Jameson.
fucking gets down. So.
So you got a friend who loves pink Whitney?
I do like Jameson.
Jameson drinks Pink Whitney.
I thought you were talking about the drink. I was about to say,
Jameson?
hell yeah.
Is
Yeah,
it like
Jameson.
is it a nerdier, heavier set guy?
You know Jameson?
Is there a tree night with him?
No, Jameson.
A man.
The liquor?
No, the guy.
A man.
Yeah, the man.
I think I'm on. I think he's on my trivia team when I went to that.
Man.
I think he was. I
He's
think
not, bro.
he's not.
No, Jameson is in my band.
Hell yeah.
Oh, never mind. Never mind.
Yeah.
Okay. There's a different dude named Jameson in my trivia team. Ned's on Monday, but I don't know his last name. My bad.
I don't know that guy.
You're all right.
Yeah.
I don't know the other Jameson.
I'm picking up a lot of stumps right now.
Hell yeah.
There were some points being made just now.
There were some points, bro. but anyway, so fucking Jameson drinks Pink Whitney, huh? Hell yeah. Wasn't he the bassist? You guys' bassist? What do you play?
DJist.
I have not seen you guys with a
DJs.
bassist. I haven't seen you guys play with a bassist.
We had a
yet.
bassist.
I just haven't seen it. I
His
just
name
haven't
was
seen it.
Doug. No, I played bass.
You did?
On the records, yeah.
Oh yeah. Hell yeah.
There's a lot. Black Flag did that for an album. Yeah, where the guys
yeah.
played a bass track too, and they did like a fake name and shit. That's actually pretty fucking cool, man.
Yeah, that's pretty badass.
So okay, I was gonna ask, what When I was really young, Alex took me to see a band that you and Nick had. It was like that fucking hardcore band where you guys played like a show. I can't remember the fuck it was. I was like really little. What was that band? Do you remember?
What was that? Was that the Live Fasts? Or was that just Nick's?
It may have been, but I remember I know Nick was there, and I thought you were one of the people playing. I was really young. I was like
You're
little.
confusing.
I mean, we were in a few different bands.
It was like at Norris, I think.
Norris? Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Like towards the gazebo, but not in the, or maybe it wasn't the gazebo. There was like a small mosh pit. It was like probably towards the middle of the summer. I had to have been like fucking like 6 or 7. It was like the first time I ever saw a mosh pit ever.
I think I know what you're talking about.
I think you played then. Yeah.
Yeah,
I was
there was a
little,
lot of
I was a
bands there
kid.
that day. That was a
Yeah.
fun day.
Oh yeah.
I forgot like who put that together, what it was for, but was it, when it
It went on for a while,
when
yeah.
Norris like first.
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Like they started letting you do it, but they let a bunch of bands plug their amps in, and then towards the end there was like 2 like good like punk bands and like a metal band, and that was the first time I ever had seen a mosh pit, ever seen like that kind of shit. And my parents got really scared, but I was like, oh, yeah.
What are they doing?
Yeah, they didn't know what the fuck that was. They didn't,
I think there was a metal band called Him for a Saint there.
I think we're in the same show, and I was like 6 or 7, like I was like a kid, like yeah.
That's badass. Hell yeah.
That's fucking cool,
So
dude.
influential.
Dude, honestly. Hell yeah. Hell
Was
yeah.
it Live Fast one that you and Nick were in?
I was around for the beginning of the Live Fast, but then I wasn't.
Right.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Other
What
artistic
are like
measures
your like
there, yeah.
biggest like musical inspirations?
Mine?
Yeah.
Oh, I got a lot of them, dude. All the pop punk that I like, and
Yeah.
punk rock and stuff, obviously, but I like a lot of blues too.
Like Stevie?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
Stevie kind of guy. Yeah, yeah.
Stevie's pretty good.
Stevie Ray Vaughan sweat on my dad one time. My dad's like, well, I went to a fucking Stevie Ray Vaughan, Stevie Ray Vaughan sweat on me, and I will never
That's
fuck.
so
I was like,
cool.
what the fuck? I was like, what? That's how he sweat fell off my dad's like, he's like, what? He was like,
That's pretty nice.
yeah.
It's pretty gnarls bark.
Sweat on it.
Hell yeah.
He like wipes it off and puts it in the jar.
He's just on cocaine, just fucking shaking his head and just throwing sweat all over the first 5 rows of fucking people.
Yeah.
Just fucking.
That's awesome. Fucking badass.
Fun Texas, yeah, fucking.
Hell yeah.
I went to see The Used one time, and Burt McCracken spit on me.
He spit on you?
Fuck yeah,
He
dude.
made, he's like, fuck that
Yeah,
guy.
he didn't do it on purpose.
Oh, yeah.
Nah, he was just like singing and his spit flew. I mean, it happened.
Yeah,
You got a little spray.
Got a little bit spray.
Splashes out at
Yeah.
SeaWorld.
Yeah.
Got a little bit blessed.
Bless up.
What was your
Bless up.
favorite band you ever seen live?
Favorite band I've ever seen live.
Yeah.
Rage Against the Machine.
Really?
Hell yeah.
I
That
bet
seemed
that's
like
a fun
pretty.
concert.
Yeah, I bet that's really fun actually. Yeah.
I bet the music's really fun.
Yeah,
I bet
dude.
the people aren't, but I don't know. Maybe, I don't know. But
I love Rage Against the Machine.
I like their music.
I know where this is going.
Right. I don't like them as people.
I don't like
But
their politics. I don't like.
no, I don't know. Tom Rolls is kind of, yeah, whatever. Fuck him. Fuck him. What's really ironic because cops love them too, and like really like dumb running people love them. So I try to not do that. Try to be aware of what I'm supporting, what I'm not. Like, you know what I mean?
Well, they don't support cops. It's just
No, they don't. They're so against it, and then they use Rage Against the Machine's music to torture people at Guantanamo. Like the CIA literally uses it. That's not a joke. Rage Against the Machine sued fucking somebody over because they were using their music to torture people at Guantanamo.
What the fuck?
That's the best torture ever, dude.
I'd come out for that torture and be like, all right, crank it up.
Let's go.
Let's
man.
go.
Well, but if you imagine if you
I'm
got
on
dragged,
building so I can get this concert.
if you got dragged out of the fucking desert somewhere and like accused of terrorism, you didn't do it, and they put you in this island in Cuba and you're in this cell and they hold you there with no food, and then for 24 hours nonstop, all you get is. Wow, wow. You're like, oh, this is fucking. That's not haram, is what I'm saying. It's not halal.
It's
Yeah.
not kosher.
It's not halal. Yeah.
I know.
It's not kosher. It's not cool.
Well, I mean, fucking waterboarding at Guantanamo Bay sounds really fun if you don't know what either of those things are.
It sounds like a really fun park. Yeah, it sounds like
Dude.
fun.
Well, this summer,
I went waterboarding.
Have you ever tried waterboarding?
Guantanamo Bay.
tried water. Just tried it out.
Yeah, we tried it out.
Or just
So one time, me and my little brother were fucking around. We tried out waterboarding, right? Like we were like, that can't be. Is that how that works? It simulates drowning. Like that's what it does, right? And like, dude, there's no way that's how that. Like that can't be like that. Like that can't be like how. Because you're just getting wet. There's no way that's actually. Because you know what waterboarding is, right?
Yeah, they
Just
put a
throw
fucking
water on you or
yeah.
whatever.
No. They
Well,
put a rag on your face,
yeah.
right? And then they pour water over you to simulate a drowning experience. Like is what they're trying to. Yeah, is the torture.
You can't
method.
actually fucking drown from it.
I don't think so.
There's
Yeah.
no actual physical damage it can do to you. It's just psychological. It's literally
That's
just.
some pussy shit.
I mean, there was a point in American politics when Bush was president that it really happened. There's scandals about waterboarding, and Republican congressmen went out and they were like, "This is some pussy shit. Like, they need to just be okay with it. What we're gonna do? Just hang out." No, that was a thing that happened nationally. Is people were like, "We got waterboard these motherfucking people. It's this most ethical, humane way."
I think they made Obama as president. He's like,
he was pro waterboarding.
My fellow Americans.
I'm pretty sure he's pro waterboarding. I'm pretty sure, and they call it enhanced interrogation.
Yeah.
They call torture enhanced. Okay, we're gonna enhance the fuck out of this interrogation. With some water or That's crazy. That's crazy. They literally went on TV. Yeah, this is enhanced interrogation. We need to get our information out. And here's the fact: is that if you fucking hold anybody down and you fucking torture them long enough, and you play Reagan's machine and throw water on them and fucking hook up electric car batteries to their nipples and shit, they'll just fucking say whatever you want to hear. They'll just fucking admit to it doesn't work.
Yeah.
It doesn't. You just fucking go with it. Like, just whatever you do to make it stop. Like, whatever. Because even if you got the wrong guy, what's he gonna do? When you got the wrong guy and you're that far, what do you fucking do? Like, if you didn't, they just misidentified you. Like, you just look like the guy they were supposed to get, and they go in there, they torture you, they do all this shit, and they're asking all these questions, and you don't fucking know. What do you think? What do? You lie, right? You say, yeah, I do know, please stop, please, I do know where he's at, I do know. And then you fucking, because why would you
lying.
That's such a fucked up fucking thing.
That's really
I mean, what's more cowardly, doing that to somebody or fucking flying a plane to a building that has kids in it or something like that? You know what I mean? If we have to do one thing, prevent the other. But I don't look at it like that. I don't look at it like that. But that's how they looked at it.
Oh, back in the old West, they used to just hang you. They used to just straight up string a fucking rope over a tree. And just
You can't get
Too
information that
many
way.
horses.
You can't get information that way.
I don't know, maybe.
He's not the prophet of our religion. He learned the creature in Guantanamo. They played the French theme song over and over again. A torture. I say no, it's revelation. Life's a joke and you're broke. Mentally, I feel like that in the Guantanamo. And your love life is very delayed. So I take back to my home country of Jennifer Aniston, and I tell them of Rachel.
Okay, Hunter, we're at an hour and 25. This is your fucking boss. I feel like you still haven't asked him too many questions. You should start and do some enhanced interrogation on Dan. Let's get the fucking water out. Let's get the fucking,
Guantanamo Bay.
enhanced interrogation.
All right, Daniel. Now then,
Yes.
what is the most frustrating thing about where we work? What is the most frustrating out of all? Would you say to I guess deal with? It may not even have to be a daily thing. Maybe it's just something that fucking breaks or some shit, and you're just well, fuck.
The lack of proper maintenance and repairs is just.
They're like, if it ain't broke, then we're still not fixing it even if it's broke, so fuck you.
Even if it's a little broke, we ain't
Still not
gonna
doing
fix it.
shit.
fixed.
Is there a lot of rig together stuff in there or something? Or
Yeah.
You guys are being an electrician. I'm not qualified.
you might be perfectly qualified to work there.
Sounds like it.
I call around to some of these people though, these services, and I'm like, hey, this is what's wrong, and they're like, who's it for? And I tell them. And they're like, we'll never fucking have anything to do with that place again. Fuck off.
Wait, really? They don't like
Holy shit.
They had bad experience. Is it because of the, okay, it's your fucking job. I'm not going to even say if it's your fucking job. Is it because of the thing? The weird dark implication of working there?
What's the dark implication?
I probably should.
No, we're not going
elaborate.
to. No,
Yeah,
we're not
probably.
going to.
Yeah, we're not gonna.
Yeah, we're not
gonna
going
elaborate
to.
on
It's
that,
on the internet.
actually.
You can Google it. We'll talk about it after we're off. But is that why or not? Do you say yes?
Yeah.
That is why. Okay, I thought it was because maybe they overcharged on a fucking surf and turf or some shit. Came out a little overdone. I'm never working with these people again. Fuck.
Surf and turf Saturdays, man. Oh yeah.
Sorry about that. Fuck. That was not the direction I needed that to go. I'm so sorry.
That's okay, man. I was trying to
Hey,
keep it.
the audience is as clueless as I am. I don't know what the situation is.
Hell yeah. That's what's up. Mason's like
What?
our median,
Let him try on the
I guess, in that. Like,
Yeah,
yeah.
let your guy play better.
Let him do it. He's a fucking guitarist, dude.
I know. I was just gonna pull it out and see how bad the string situation.
Oh yeah, it's gone. You broke.
Yeah,
the
I
fucking
just-
string. How bad
There's
you
one
broke
less
the
string
string? What do you
on
mean?
this
So there's two
guitar,
less
bro,
strings. There's
like-
one string already missing. Now it is a fucking.
It's a 4-string.
It's a bass. It's a bass. The top one missing. Fucking sucks, dude.
That's libertarian, dude.
It's a fiscally conservative, socially liberal guitar.
Socially conservative, socially liberal.
Guitar. The guitar has those political
It's
views.
like, do I even need another string?
That guitar just advocates for rich people. Girl, like it just has a soft spot in its heart for Elon Musk and for fucking like.
For fucking.
That guitar doesn't think that the age of consent is too. No. You know that's a stereotype, right?
With what?
But there's a joke that libertarians, some of them will advocate
Oh,
for.
they're all
Like,
pedophiles and shit?
yeah, right.
That guitar would vote for
Or
Freedom
they're
Supreme,
not
bro.
opposed to the. Like, I'm not pedophile, but I'm not gonna stand in the way of. Like, it's like, weird. I don't know what the fuck. I'm not with that. There's a big. It's a misconception, actually, but you know.
I actually just watched an interrogation video about a guy who was like super libertarian. And he was like, "Yeah, dude, you should be able to like fuck kids and just fuck somebody and raise your own kid and fuck it."
Well, it's like
Jesus
crazy.
Christ.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
What the fuck?
And he was being interviewed by like city councilors, and they're like, Andrew blah 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 or Jake blah blah blah, whatever his name was. He is running for governor of whoever, and he thinks that it's okay to do that. What do you have to say about that? And he'd be like, yeah, I think it's okay to incest is okay, pedophilia is okay. And he's just saying that like the news. Like they're just like interviewing him at his house on his front porch. And this lady's like, "Why do you think that's good?" And then he's like, they're just letting this insane man have a platform for like a couple minutes, and then he's like, "I don't know, man. It's not my job to tell you no, and I want to do it." And
What the
yeah, and then he got caught like murdering his family. So
Wait,
That
so
sounds
right
right.
after that?
yeah, right after that.
So he was actually about shit.
yes.
Like he went there to so much crazy shit, and he wasn't just talking. He
No,
was
yeah,
going back it
no.
up.
This is like a murder interrogation video I'm watching, and all this I learned about it was like the beginning 20 minutes of it.
I love getting stuck on it. Tyler watches those too, getting stuck on those. Like on like whenever they like
Same.
fucking get you.
Dude,
in
it's
interrogation
bad for my
room.
mental health, dude.
You love police interrogation videos, right?
Oh yeah.
That's all I should watch.
There was a true crime thing that my buddy was watching the other day, and this serial killer made shoes out of somebody's brain.
Was it Ed Gein?
What the fuck, bro?
Maybe.
Was it?
Getting, it shoes out of someone's brain?
Yeah.
Doesn't sound like me.
He had skin. Yeah, he had
Yeah,
skin.
Yeah.
That's like gonna be some soft ass.
Somebody had some brain shoes.
They probably squish when you walk.
They're so comfy, dude. They're probably like
Memory
memory
foam.
foam.
I wanna know, man.
Skechers, brain shoe.
It's
Dude,
literally
Skechers.
memory foam. That's literally someone's memories, dude.
You just step on it and you just have like a flashback to fucking.
Oh, what the fuck? Down the trees!
Oh god, my legs! See the voice!
It's that guy.
Hold on, I have
Just
to-
embroiling the motherfucker.
That's his brain.
That
the brain
fucking piece of
shoes
shit.
I have to get on my thinking shoes.
He put one shoes on and it's like, oh, Morty. And the other one's like, oh, Rick. And those are his shoes.
Holy shit.
Are you aiming?
Danny, about ready?
Oh, hell yeah.
Ready?
Oh, hell yeah. It's about that
Start.
time, ladies and gentlemen. It is about that time.
Slide that mic down here.
Hold on, let's run.
Everything, everyone,
We're
and
gonna
all
call
the time.
industry a transition.
Yeah.
We are doing a transition. Oh shit. You, right. Oh my god, you fucking. God damn. Alright guys, this one went pretty fucking well I think, but I think we need to set some time aside real quick here because we have a lot of negativity and hate in our lives, and I don't know about you, but I have a lot of beefs with people. I'm always causing fucking problems. I'm always fucking like...
Give us like a happy riff. Like
Yeah, give something nice.
Hell yeah, dude.
And we've done some before, we did some shots for people who cared about.
There we go.
We did some shots for people
Hell yeah.
that died. We did a shout out for for people that go fuck themselves and rot in fucking hell and go eat a fucking dick. So we're gonna start with Justin Roiland and Dan Harmon. Fuck them, Rick and Morty, fuck those guys.
Hopefully they get broomsticks. Hopefully they get broomsticks.
Hopefully they get broomstick. Hopefully they get fucking ganged up on. Hopefully they get jumped on by some
Fuck that tweaker lady at Lowe's and try to touch my nacho cheese.
And then touch my fucking bandana. Yeah, fuck that lady.
Fuck off. Fuck that guy Darren. I know he has mental issues, but he keeps hitting on kids at the laundromat. It's not okay.
Yeah, that's not
Just
cool.
because you dress like a cowboy, Jedi, Darth Vader, ninja, doesn't mean you can touch and talk to 12-year-olds at the laundromat. So Darren, fucking watch your ass, man. Who else are we doing?
Okay, AJ McHenry, you owe me fucking $650, or no, you owe me $350 in rent, and then you stole my gun and brought you a bar and got confiscated, and then in the process of trying to get the fucking gun back, you snitched on Michelangelo and me to the cops, and then whenever I confronted you about Michelangelo's baby shower, you're like, nah, bro, that was like a year ago. Why are you still mad? I was like, yeah, it's a year because you avoided me for a year heavily. And so, yeah, if I see you, bro, I really don't. I don't hate you, but you put me in a position that I don't want to fucking be in, and you're gonna get got, dude. You're gonna get fucking got. You're gonna get fucked up. Fuck you, AJ. Shout out to AJ. You got one?
Oh,
You got
yeah.
one?
Oh, yeah, dude. There's a shout out to a certain fucking tattoo artist named David.
Fuck that dude.
Fuck that guy. Half the fucking town hates you, and I'm coming for you, motherfucker.
But, yeah. Yeah, I just want to say a big fuck you to the people that invented the chip item cards. Because that shit falls off all the fucking time. I don't understand what the fuck was wrong with swiping. You guys made my life a lot more fucking complicated. I wish it didn't fucking go down the way it did.
I want to say I hate Hitler because I heard he was bad,
Hell yeah.
and yeah.
Hell yeah.
Two girls I fucking hate.
I want to say a little shout out to Osage. We didn't care for you then, we still don't care for you now.
Osage.
I had a boss, Doug Roberts at Gilmore Electric. I just want to let you know, I fucking hate you. I hope your grandkids hate you as much as I do, because I know they do, because you're depressed about it. There's a reason why your fucking wife left you, you alcoholic piece of shit. I guess why I'm making more fucking money now than I am for your dumb fucking no teeth having fucking dick breath ass. Fuck you. Hope you kill yourself. Alright, sorry. Sorry guys, sorry. Okay.
That crust punk in Vancouver who robbed me for $3 by kind of like scamming me with a $20 coupon to Tim Hortons. That was a good one. You fucking got me, but I hate you. You got me.
You can't have any respect for that?
Huh?
You don't have any respect for that?
I gave him a little bit of respect. You got me within like 20 seconds, man. Now you got $3.
Hey, $3 is gonna make him famous someday whenever people don't listen to this.
Yeah, dude, there's a guy who looks like punk rock Rasputin in Vancouver. They give me that sweet soul.
Okay, come on, keep going, bro. Come on, you're doing it. Yeah. Yeah, that's the song.
Wait, hold on, Daniel. Do you have a shout out real quick, bro?
Yeah, what do you want to say? Fuck you, dude? Any public fucking venues?
You know, any negativity builds up in your soul. No, he's feeling it, man.
Okay, I know we got lots more to go. The bitch who called the cops on me at Easy Mart the one night that let me arrested 2 weeks. What is wrong with you? Why are you that fucking bored enough to risk someone's life over fucking a pack of Pall Mall no filters and a can of Coke and a fucking Blu-ray? That changed me forever. Fuck you.
The guy in Little Rock who stole the little spark plugs out of my car, that was pretty lame. You can go to hell.
The dude that wouldn't accept my fucking Turkey Nation ID over at Love's that one time. Yeah, that guy. You can go fuck yourself, bud.
Happens a lot more than you think.
That's happening all the time.
That's happening all the fucking time. Yeah, dude.
Fucking a local metal punk band vocalist who may or may not be with my ex-girlfriend can go fuck himself too. Can go fucking eat a dick. But that's just me personally. I actually like him. I guess we would be friends if we were all in different circumstances. I guess we would have gotten along really well under different circumstances.
In a different lifetime.
Yeah, you guys we got to really listen for that whole thing. That whole not getting along part. What?
We hate corrupt politicians.
I hate fucking all politicians. I even hate the non-corrupt ones.
I hate mom and pop small business owners. It's just like, sell out to Amazon, dude. What are you doing?
What the fuck are you doing, man? I hate Amazon too. Fuck Amazon.
Fuck Oklahoma Highway Patrol. Fuck Morgan Wallen. Fuck, let me see here. Anderson Cooper.
Ooh, that guy, that No Fire guy who ran for chief.
Oh yeah, that guy.
West No Fire.
West No Fire. Yeah.
Fuck Kevin.
Kevin Stitt.
Kevin Stitt, Jackson, Columbus. Come on, man, you got to get fucking in this.
Chris's grandpa, Joe Columbus.
Fuck Joe Columbus. Hey, you got anyone that you want to say go fuck you to?
Yeah, we're doing a hatred little.
We're doing a hatred shout out.
We're doing a hate train.
Anyone any beats?
You got any exes or anything?
Fuck Dominic Van Fleet.
Fuck Dominic.
Damn, okay, you're gonna get
Oh,
to fight.
shit.
I'm not saying that I can whoop my ass.
That's about it.
Alright. Alright.
I think that's the guy who's writing Necro.
That is the guy.
That
You're
is
outing
the
him, and
guy.
now we're snitching on him too? Okay,
Oh,
fuck.
man. Well, he already got outed at the bar. He tried to spray paint on like a memorial for a dead guy, and they're like, "No, you can't do that here, bud."
You can't do that here, bud.
Fuck Canada.
Yeah, Canada's pretty lame. And whenever I went to the border of Canada, Native American, I think I might have already told the story.
You did. Sure. We're on the intro. We're wrapping it up, dude. Come
But
on.
that guy, I'm gonna hate too.
Just say who he was.
Yeah, it's just a random Chinese border patrol guy.
Oh, wait, that guy. Yeah,
Yeah, I
you
rolled
did
up,
tell
and
us.
then he asked two Native people, "What are y'all doing here?" We're like, "What? What are you doing here?" And then he let us through.
And that's how shit should be in this country.
Yeah, man. Just
All right.
bully the government, man.
I want to give a big fuck you to Tom DeLonge from Blink-182. You are the most overrated fucking guitarist, and you ruined my life by fucking making me learn all of your fucking riffs and shit. I want to give a big fuck you to... See who else I fucking hate? I have a lot of fucking hatred in my heart. I'm trying to fucking think.
Oh, man. Remember my post that was like, "Share if you love your mom"?
Yeah, oh yeah, fuck you my mom, fuck you my grandma, fuck you to fucking... honestly, a lot of my cousins, fuck you my uncle, fuck
You
you
know today's
Uncle Marvin.
Grandparents' Day, like Mother's Day. It's like a new Hallmark holiday.
You know, I asked her for pictures of my Papa Frank for the book, and she left me on red.
That's pretty lame.
The one time I'm not asking for, like, hey, I need a car, I need money, I need this. I'm like, hey, can I get some pictures of your dad so I can put it in the book I recorded? And she, like, left me on red. I'm like,
That's
okay,
pretty lame.
it's pretty fucked up, if you ask me.
The guy tried to break into my mom's house with a baseball bat and then to chase him off the mountain with a spear.
We gotta
pretty lame.
get on that one the next one. What the fuck?
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
a
that-
fun story. There ain't no cows in this mountain.
There ain't no cows on this mountain.
Hey, no cows on this mountain.
All right. Do we have any other shout outs for the hate train?
Oh man, I think
Joe Biden,
Bo Jiden.
I could...
Brandon.
obviously Trump.
Brandon?
Let's go, Brandon.
Let's go, Brandon. Let's go, Brandon.
Oh, I remember my in 1978. This Oriental fella when I was young. Over at the store. I remember when I
What's
used to
sad
ride my.
is that makes more sense than our actual president's country. What's sad is that was way more
Oh,
intelligent.
bicycles used to come and go on the plane. I'd fly, and you just, there's this lady talking to me now. Oh, and then you put your shoes on. Then you just put your shoes on. Oh, well, I ordered large fries, and you gave me a Sprite. He's actually in the right. He's at McDonald's.
Trying to negotiate it.
They're like, dude, fucking Joe Biden's an idiot.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
I said large fries. They're like, give me a Sprite. And the one time he was validated in his confusion. I seriously thought I ordered fries and not a Sprite. That would actually be the best. Is Joe Biden ordering fries, but they misheard a Sprite at McDonald's. And now there's just confusion. They're like, sir, so do you want to return? He's like, I don't have anything yet. And he's like, they disconnect.
Alright, we got in with the biggest fuck you of all.
Who's that?
The listener.
Yeah, dude.
The listener, our viewing public. Alright, hey, we're gonna have a big public crazy episode next week, guys. I'm not gonna name names to get people excited, but this is the one we've been talking about for a while. We're gonna work really hard on it. Just stay in touch. Yeah. Fuck it.
Stay tuned.